Hey, hey, hey. Hey, what is that other screen? What have you done to us? Hey. Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome to the first episode of the new year of the Absolute Vodka Live at the Landis podcast. Thank you to our sponsors, Absolute Vodka, and of course, Michael Kelly Guitars, the Michael Kelly Guitar
Yes.
Company. Um, we have these wonderful drinks, of course, from Absolute Vodka
Mhm.
available in our wonderful theater, and we also have the Michael Kelly guitars behind us, giving away his prizes and all kinds of amazing things. Again, welcome to the Absolute Vodka Live at the Landis podcast. This is our first episode of our second year of podcasting, and we've been hitting a lot of people. Believe it or not,
Hell
we
yeah, man.
last week's show was very well. This week we have Michael Graves on, who
It's exciting.
I love. I love. I'm a big Misfits fan from back in the day, but also when he came in the '90s into the band took a different direction. I just loved it,
Hmm.
probably even a little bit more, to be honest with you. So,
Yeah,
so I thought
yeah.
it was wonderful.
Hell yeah.
But forgive me, my nose. My allergies are so bad today. But
It's the
and then,
joy of this lovely weather that we have here.
exactly. Then we also have Street Survivor back again. They last time they were here, they played live in the studio. This time they didn't want to come, I guess. So that
Yeah,
they're gonna stay at
yeah.
their own turf or whatever. So, but that's okay. That's okay. We're good with that. We're good
Stay
with
on
that.
their own turf.
Exactly.
Stay over there.
One thing I'd like to do right at the beginning of the show is, unfortunately, we lost a staple in the violin community this week. Robert Dragata passed away this week. If you remember, he was on our show not long ago. We premiered his the zombie wedding film here. There he is on stage, a film that he shot here in Vineland with a lot of violent people involved. And it's a sad day because he was just a wonderful person all around, just a happy guy, a nice guy, such a gentleman. I remember
Hmm.
he used his home in the film, and there was a put. We still have it downstairs. There was a
Oh
frame
yeah.
on the wall.
Yes.
We'll have to put that in the podcast studio on his
Hmm.
behalf. But there was a frame on the wall, and we thought it was Mariah Carey. So he came in, and we were talking. I said, I got to ask you, why do you have a picture of Mariah Carey on your on your wall? He goes, oh, no, no, no. He goes, that's supposed to be the girl in the film, Sherry O'Terry.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, well, it looked like
Amazing.
Mariah O'Carey, but it
Yes.
was funny. So he gave me the framed photograph
Mhm.
that was, and it was kind of funny. We put it out during the premiere of the film and everything. But again, it's very sad news. The passing of a really nice guy. He's done a lot here in Vineland too. He was involved in a lot of charitable
Yeah.
things. Spent most of his life here in Vineland, and again was just a wonderful guy. And we had such a good time at his film premiere. And I do believe that movie itself premieres, I think, at September, October of this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. It should actually be pretty soon.
yeah, and
Now
it's
that I
a
think
shame
about it.
that he doesn't get to see that because he was so
Hmm.
excited for it and everything. But
Yeah.
rest in peace, Robert, and just know you'll always be loved. And take care, my friend. There is, if you go online and you just I just googled Robert Dragata obituary. It will take you to the website for the, I think it's a Pancoast funeral home.
Pancoastfuneralhome.com. And
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
pancoastfuneral.com. And you can, if you're a friend of his, you can write in the guest book. You
Mhm.
can, there are there's going to be a memorial service down the road, but there's no nothing planned as of yet. But you
Mhm.
can donate flowers or donate to one of the many causes that he was a part of. So
Yes, memorial contributions can be made to the American Diabetes Association at P.O. Box 7023, Merrifield, Virginia 22116.
exactly. But again, God bless you, buddy.
Mhm.
It's a shame when you lose people, especially people that are really good people. But anyway, we have to talk about in the beginning here before we bring Michael on is
Mhm.
the we did have a pretty darn good weekend,
Yeah,
and
man. Hell
I
yes.
don't, do we
Oh,
have anything from this weekend,
actually,
or did we even think about pulling this thing
I
into this weekend?
didn't. The new additions to the upstairs threw me off today here.
Yes, the upstairs
But I
at
do think I
Casey
can pull
Ray's is
something.
changing. We got some new additions going on in there too, but we had
I did get something from Bob, but now I gotta find it.
we had the Edwards twins here this weekend.
Yes.
again with their show, which is absolutely amazing. We had Completely Unchained, the Van Halen show, which really did great, man. That was a great show, man. Those guys really put on one hell of a show. One of the probably best Eddie Van Halen uh, guitarists out there right now playing Eddie stuff. I mean, he was very solid guitar player, man. And the dude really had, Eddie's mannerisms but his playing style down, which is tough. I mean, the guys, yeah, truly, probably one of the best. So, but yeah, we had a good weekend, man. We had again the Edwards twins. It was their final hurrah. They were here. Of course, they are from Vegas. They're the show team from Vegas. They did a great job. We had a lot of people involved in that. Now, Eddie. Stop pushing buttons.
It's the iPad problem right there.
Steve's pushing buttons over here. But yeah, so again, thank you very much to the Edwards twins for coming. Oh, that's what I was going to say before I got interrupted by a button. Eddie, that is their final tour, but Eddie will be back probably next year. I was just talking to him today via text, so we'll probably have Eddie back doing his solo thing.
Which I can't wait for. It'll be interesting to see what carries over. What doesn't.
He's a stellar performer.
More stuff he's going to do now. So
it's a shame, though. It's a shame, but again. Thank you to everyone tuning in to the Absolute Vodka Live at the Landis podcast. Once again, Michael Kelly Guitar Company. I want to thank them. We're just going to run through real quick. Steve, if you want to just thank our sponsors real quick, and then we're going to move into our first guest, who I am personally fucking excited about.
Hell yeah.
I'm a huge fan, man.
I'd like to thank our first sponsor, Michael Kelly Guitars. Thank you to Steve Pisani of Radio Flashback for hooking us and many others up. You can check them out at michaelkellyguitars.com. They have electrics, acoustics, hybrids, and more, bringing you the best guitars in sound and style. Also like to thank Absolute Vodka, now available at the concession stand for $10 a can. We have our Mango Mule, the Grapefruit Paloma, and the Vodka Cran. You can get those in the concession stand today.
Yeah, two pretty kick-ass sponsors, man. Thank you again to Absolute Vodka and Michael Kelly Guitars for sponsoring our show. Again, this is our first show of our new year. It's been
this is our year, baby.
53 of these in the books, man. So but thank you. I mean, we get well over 15,000 people a week that watch by the time we do our next episode. So it's really cool. And thank you to whoever is watching us in Japan. Every week there's like 5 people from Japan.
Hell yeah, dude. We get around.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. I'm not sure what you say over there in Japan, but hey, man, thank you guys, man. Dude, big fan of loudness here, man.
Yeah, there we go.
So,
we get around.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Around the world, that is.
But this week, we've got somebody that, again, one of my first band I ever played in was called Gutter Junk. And Gutter Junk, we did like the Ramones, we did Black Flag, Circle Jerks, Flipper, and of course we did Misfits, because we were in the punk rock scene in the 80s, and it was a big thing. Then as that went on, of course, that was Danzig and all those guys. And as that band came and fell and went back and forth in the 90s, the Misfits had a return. And the lead singer they brought was this guy by the name of Michale Graves. And I'll never forget listening to that the American Psycho album for the first time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, this is a good fucking album, man.
It's a killer album, dude.
It is a great album, man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it took the Misfits like from that punk era into more of like a rock era. It's still that punk feel there a little bit, but man, it was a whole new world for me, and I just loved it, man. I was blown away by that album. I thought it was just probably
1997.
Was it 97 or 90? I thought it was 95. I thought it was a little earlier than
May
that.
13th, 1997.
Oh, okay. That's, dude, what a great album, though, man. I absolutely enjoyed it. We have none other than Michale Graves.
Yes.
And I do believe he might be standing by in our virtual green room. Welcome to 2024, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 2024. I already like this guy, man. Yo, Michale Graves. Can you hear us? Hello. Are you there? He's frozen.
Frozen in time.
He's frozen in time. God, it must be. Oh, man. Are you there, brother? Frozen in time.
No, that is as frozen as frozen gets.
Michael, if you can hear us, if you can log off, log right back on, man. Sometimes that happens with the signal. Especially if you're using a phone, we get that signal issue. Until then, let's just talk. So
We are back.
So Michael, look, there he is. Now he's
there he
moving.
is.
Now
Hold
he's
on,
moving.
Let's see.
Let's try you again. Are you there?
I'm here.
Yes.
Oh, I
we
see
can.
move.
We
There it
can't-
is. There it is. Hold on.
But
There we go.
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
And now I can hear you.
There
There
it
we
is.
go. Oh yeah.
There we go.
Oh, sorry about that, man. A little technical difficulty there.
That's all right. I understand.
Oh, how are you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. How
Dude,
I'm enjoying the first 15 minutes of the show, talking about all sorts of great bands and music. It's fantastic.
Dude,
Thank you, brother.
what we do, man. So this weekend, of course, we have you coming in, and then we have a band that's basically, Lynyrd Skynyrd's gone. I mean, the last guy is passed now.
Mhm.
What was his name? Rosington, I think it was. Gary that passed.
Yes,
That was
yeah.
one of the original guitar players. So the Lynyrd Skynyrd that's out there is basically a tribute to Lynyrd Skynyrd at this point.
It's
And
awesome.
this band is local from Jersey, man, and they're playing Saturday after you, and they're killer Lynyrd Skynyrd, man.
Mhm.
They really bring it like no
They
other.
have like 11 people
Yeah.
in that band.
Yeah, it's a huge
Amazing.
band, man, huge band. But dude, I am. Let me tell you, man, I'm a killer fan of the Misfits. My first band was a punk rock band, man. We played a lot of that old punk rock stuff, and I was just telling Steve, in the '90s when you guys came back around, with Doyle back in the band. Doyle just played here not long ago as
Mhm.
well. And
Yeah.
it was like, dude, that album, man, that American Psycho album, just like it blew me away, man. Your vocals are phenomenal, man. And
Thank you.
and I was excited just because there was a Misfits album out,
Yeah.
and then it had this whole new feel. It had this whole new sound.
Yeah.
And I love it, man. When you came on board, I mean, what was it that changed the sound? Was that kind of something that was like the whole group talked about, or was that just part of you coming in?
Yeah, I think that it was.
Oh, I hate telephones.
Right before the answer. Hold on, let's see if I go back. Bring them back in. No, I really don't see it moving.
Damn it, Michael! If you can hear us, you might have to. It's
There it goes. again.
yeah.
I'm back.
I keep losing you, man. It's got to be like a cell phone signal or something there. Sorry about that.
It's all right. Maybe if I move inside, it might be better.
Yeah, we had John Corabi on a couple weeks ago from back at Motley Crue. He's with the Dead Daisies now, and he had to do the opposite. He had to go from inside to outside.
Yeah, if I get closer to my router here, but when I joined the band, I was 21 years old, right? Or when we had started writing for the album, I was 21. So, and Doyle, for example, he was 10 years older than me. He was 31, and Jerry was even older. So these guys were coming from a
Dude, this is pissing me off. Oh, I want to hear him more than I want to hear anybody in my life.
I know, right?
This is what happens with
Let's see.
technology, ladies and gentlemen.
It was going good for a little bit there.
Yes.
I wonder if
thought we
it'll even
had it.
out on this next one. Let's see. Come back. Oh, there he is again. There it is.
Yeah, I apologize, man. If there's anybody I wanted to hear from, it's you.
I'll stick with you as long as you keep me.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome, brother. You were talking about Doyle being 10 years older and all that?
So those guys were older, and the stuff that they were listening to was old metal, like Van Halen, Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, bands like that. There was a real strong metal influence, and they also had, just before they got the Misfits back together, were playing in a band called Christ the Conqueror, and it was very metal. Rachel Bowen from Skid Row played on the record. So again, it was very metal influence, and I love that music as well. But I was coming from, late 80s, 90s. So there was all that grunge and, bands like Guns N' Roses, Nirvana, like that sort of influence. So when those two influences ran into each other, the sound of American Psycho and the band itself really started to come out. Very different than obviously than the stuff that Glenn was doing.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
it was really just the influences of what we were listening to, really what I was listening to as well. I always pushed the band to just go with what we were listening to and what was in our hearts and souls as musicians, and not try to necessarily reflect what Glenn was able to conjure when he was in the band, because it was a very, very different time and a
Absolutely.
very, very different sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, man. Like I said, I love the original, but when I heard that first album come out, man, I was blown away. I'm like, dude, this is like that. We talk about it here all the time. How you have all these bands that they transitioned into the '80s, and from the Rolling Stones to David Bowie and all these big bands, they had that sound, and all of a sudden the '80s came around, and Bowie's, has a bunch of dance stuff, and you got Tattoo You by the Rolling Stones. You got, I don't know what the fuck Aerosmith was doing. I mean, that album sucked. But it's like all of a sudden they were trying to make this transition but you guys transitioned in a way, again, bringing you on, I believe, as the singer, man, just brought the Misfits back in a way that, dude, new people could love what they didn't know about, if that makes sense. Because I already love the Misfits, but now I'm like, this is another level to me.
Yeah,
absolutely, man.
We really tried hard to bring a level of aggressiveness that no one had ever seen before. That was one of the ingredients that we use and that we wanted to achieve. We were a very physical band. We treated our bodies and our minds like we were athletes, but we wanted to go, we wanted to go to 11, and we wanted that element of aggression like no one had ever seen before.
And I love it, man. And you did it, though. You did it, and you did it exactly the way it should have been done, man. I commend you on that, brother. I really do, man.
I appreciate
Speaking of, you were saying even GNR, because GNR, wasn't it what was that album? The Spaghetti album they had. They did a Misfits song on that.
They did Attitude.
Yeah,
Attitude. All through Guns N' Roses' career, they did Attitude.
Yeah, which is a great tune, man. And you know what I mean? So you see they're and there's so many bands that if you go back to, Glenn was the man there. And then when Glenn was doing it, a lot of people, fell in love with music, and you got Metallica's and Guns N' Roses. A lot of these guys were inspired by the original Misfits to begin with. And then you come to the band and you're bringing their music with the Misfits. And it's like, dude, to me,
full circle.
You were like slapping them in their face to me, because I loved it, man. I loved it.
I was 20 years old, and already by that time in 1994 when I joined the band.
Oh, 94. We got you stuck again. I'm going to wait for you to unfreeze.
Oh, there it is.
There I am.
You're back, baby.
Glenn was already such a prolific songwriter and had already achieved so much. I was like, holy shit. I just graduated from fucking high school. What?
Yeah.
So I just always wanted to. I kept my head like if I can do anything that I do and have Glenn, respect what I'm doing and respect what he did for the legacy of the band and the legacy of the musician, the artist that he is, then I'll be okay.
Dude, that's a great way to put it, man. I love that, man. That's commendable, brother. I commend you on a lot of things, man. Like I said, you get a lot of flack, especially today, with what's going on politically in the world and everything, and it's like, you got all these assholes out there, we're very much, conservative, ready to get back on the road kind of people, man. And, I'm an ex Army Ranger, and I know you took time, you went from a band to, becoming a Marine, I mean, which again, thank you, for going in and doing what you did, for the time you did it. It's great, man. It's just commendable for somebody to give a shit about their country like you do. And I think that's pretty fucking awesome, man.
I appreciate that. I'm a champion of individuality. Again, when I started in the business with the Misfits, we were, the scene was a big tent type of scene, whether it was punk rock or hardcore. It was just come as you are. And there were a lot of different There were a lot of different perspectives on life and how you should live it. We toured with so many hardcore bands, and these guys were very liberal. They were the first vegans. You know, I don't know, like these guys just ate like nuts, you know, and granola on the road. But yeah, the times have changed, and it's very, very different. And certainly, I have become one of the most band censored musicians in America.
Oh my God, I hate this. Technology.
Trying to keep us down, man.
Do whatever you did
Let's
before. You
see.
pushed the button and he came back.
It does. It seems if I take him out. and
That's okay,
then-
man. We're gonna bring him back because
Yeah.
again, man, so much.
Hell yeah. Oh, there he is again. Yeah.
He's back again.
Hey, there we go.
Dude, I don't care, man.
They're hitting the suck button on me.
That's what I
Yeah,
mean. Yeah,
fucking
come
you-
on.
Yeah, you know who that is, man.
Right. Right. But like anyone that's ever met me or have worked with me or toured with me in any way, shape, or form knows that I am not what I'm made out to be in the media or in these circles of, you know, the cancel culture kids.
Yeah.
And it's a disgusting thing because, you know, even guys and bands both here and abroad that know me, that have worked with me, have kind of succumbed to that mind virus. And it's a shame because it really is like a virus. You know, if one guy works with me, then he's going to lose this, and then the manager doesn't want to work with him, and the record company doesn't want to work with him. So I've really been in a lot of ways pushed out of the industry and the business that I love so much.
But look at Hollywood too. They do the same thing, man. You know, Mel Gibson comes out. You know, Clint Eastwood comes out. You know, Kurt Russell comes out. Somebody's even saying that Taylor Swift is about to flip. You know, because they mentioned taking 25% of her billions away from her.
Yeah.
She's like, wait a minute, what?
Right.
But
Right.
dude, the reality is, and look, man, I don't understand it either. You know, I gave my time in the military too. People have tried to do some cancel culture on me and this venue that I bought because of some of my views. And my views are simple, man. I love this country, man. And I want to see this country do well. You know, I gave my time, you gave your time. A lot of people gave their time.
Mhm.
A lot of people gave their lives for this country. And it's fallen into shit, man. But you're not the everybody gets it. And I don't understand for me. Maybe I do because I don't know. You don't know a lot about me, but I spent a lot of time in Hollywood. That's where I kind of made my money, and I saw a lot of things. And I was one of those people that said, "Nah, I'm done with this. I'm out of here," you know. And I got a music venue, you know, and started doing this. But a lot of the shit that goes on there, man, the only thing they're doing is protecting themselves, man. You know, these Epstein lists and all the shit that's out there. These people are on it, you know, so they're going to do whatever they can. And they're going to get on any bandwagon. And I'll tell you one more thing. I hate to talk too much politics, but what pisses me off is this P. Diddy situation. They raided his house. I was at parties with P. Diddy in Hollywood. I know that man. They raided his house. They took a truckload of evidence, and we haven't heard shit about the evidence.
Mhm.
We haven't heard anything about P. Diddy. We haven't heard anything about anything. This DOJ that's out there right now. But somehow, all of a sudden, a lot of people are coming out of the woodwork going, yeah, I'll support whoever the fuck they put up, man. They put a fucking tomato up right now, which basically is what they have. They're going to get behind it because they're just trying to protect their ass. And it sucks because, you know, you have people that don't want to work with you now because you give a shit about this country, you know?
Yeah.
And that's
Crazy.
what's fucking sad, man. It's really sad, man. But look, man, I love you, man. And I can't wait for this show. And I know a lot of people can't wait for this show. And God damn it, he's frozen again.
I was going to say, I think he might
At
be frozen
least,
again.
and look, Mike, if you can hear us, man, at least when you freeze, it's not on a fucked up picture. Like some people
Yeah, it's been
freeze
good
all
every
like,
time. I'm not going to lie. It really has been, actually. It's been a good still. Hold on. Let's try it again.
some people freeze and it's like, you know, they're like mouths half open and, you know, their chin's falling off and shit.
It's true. Hold on, let's see. Uh-oh. Oh, I think he's restarting it now.
Oh, okay.
Well, hey, while he does that. Oh, there he is. Hold on, let's see. There
Michael
we go. There we go.
I'm sorry.
There it
know
is.
what's going
I
on.
don't care, man. we'll work through it, man. We'll work through it. It doesn't matter. But I was just, I was commending you again, man, for understanding, and people will, man. People are going to wake up in this world eventually. They have to,
I think
everything
it's
goes through
happening.
cycles, man.
I think it's happening, and
Yeah.
and I think that people understand that we're going to be much better off, whether it's in the space of entertainment, music, or whatever, if we get back to a meritocracy, if we get back to a
Amen.
culture and systems that are based on what you do and how you do it, and if you, instead of just, what a lot of the world and the culture is right now.
Yeah, it's sad, but again, there are people. I think there's a lot more people. I don't understand why a lot of them hide, but there's a lot of people out there that really do care, and I think there's going to be a change. I hope so, man, because we need it. I mean, there's. Thank you, Rob. Rob does all of our art, man. He's right, man. It sucks, man, but to have somebody like you, I remember when the guy who booked you said, hey, man, you wanted to play here and stuff. I'm like, well, you know what, man? First person I say yes to in a heartbeat. I'm like, and of course we had, you know how it is. You get attacked immediately on Facebook. Oh, this. I'm like, look, man, I don't care. I really don't care what you think. It's my venue. It's my play. And look how many people are supporting, buying tickets, wanting to see this show. And that's what's important, man. That's what's important.
Yeah.
So talk about the show. So let me ask you this too. I read somebody posted on the on I guess on our Facebook, and we're posting around. I'm sure it must be a friend of yours. That this is the last show for a while. Is that true? Can you hear me?
Yeah. This is going to be the my last American show for a while.
Now, why is that? Are you going? Are you going in to do some of your own stuff?
Well, a lot has to do with what we were just talking about. I've really been banned and canceled into oblivion, and I don't have any support. I can't find an agent. I can't find a record company. I can't find any sort of help, and it's been years now, and it's just gotten to a point where there's no more joy left for me in it. It's very, very difficult. It's just become very, very difficult for me to tour and to make enough money to make a living to take care of my family and what I have to do here. So, I feel in my heart and my soul that it's time for me to take a break and go somewhere else and do some other stuff in the world and bring some joy to other people and places, and continue to write and be creative and see where the world takes me next.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, brother. But like I said, just remember there are people that are on your side. There's a lot of people that are on your side. A lot of people that do support you, man. And it's
I'm
funny is
disappear. I know that word got out that I was going on hiatus or whatever, but I'm not quitting. I'm not necessarily going away. Like my friend Alex says, I'm not giving up. I'm kind of giving in a little bit, but like I said, I'm going to go to another place here in the world and put my time and effort into something else for a while that means a lot to me and other people. And I'm going to continue to be creative and write and compose and
awesome.
I'll be back.
Stay in music, man, because you're damn good at it, man. You're so good at it, man.
Thank you.
It's so funny because I'm friends with Ivan Moody from Five Finger Death Punch, and Ivan, I guess about 2 years ago, he was like, I'm done. I'm not touring anymore. And he went and bought a gas station.
Yeah.
And about 6 months later, he's like, nah, fuck this. I'm going back on the road.
That's great.
Another great guy.
As soon as I can find some support, like I said, a company, some sort of investor, somebody to help me out and get behind me, I'm back in it. I'll go as hard as I possibly can, but I can't do it on my own. So.
Yeah, it's tough, and you've done a lot, man. Like you got a lot of songs in a lot of movies too that you've done. That just have your label on, which is another good thing. Again, like when I was in the field, I mean, music was, especially today. I mean, you can't make money dropping an album anymore. If you're not touring, you don't make money.
That's the thing. That's one of the really frustrating things. about, you know,
I found out what it is. He can't move fast.
It's always right at the beginning
Yeah,
of the topic,
I
too.
know you have to move slow.
It's literally right as he starts, too.
I know it's pissing me off.
Hasn't cut off like in the middle of,
No.
of a statement or anything.
And for the first time,
So
a
weird.
bad freeze. I spoke too soon.
It's still not the worst one.
No,
we've
it's
had.
true. It's not a
let's
bad
see,
one.
Let's see.
Technical, all the fucking
there he is.
tech. You know what we need? We need fucking Elon Musk to give us one of those fucking, what are those things called?
Starlink.
The Starlink, man.
Yeah.
launch a Starlink in the fucking air. So I was saying it's frustrating because if you know, I could make somebody a whole shitload of money, you know, a record company or some sort of publishing company, right? It's not like I haven't been productive or I don't have a fan base out there. It's just a matter of forming a team and you know, so it's frustrating, and I don't want to feel frustrated about it anymore. I want to have a, you know, a good head about it all. So
that's all. See, that's a good way to look at it, man. That's an absolutely good way to look at it. As long as you know you're staying with, you know, with who you are, that's what's most important. You know.
yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, man. You give it another year, we're going to see you again, because I got to think. I got a good feeling, man. Things are going to change, man. When you have actual Democrats, when you have a fucking Kennedy jumping ship, you know what I mean? That's just telling you, man. The stuff, you know what I mean? It's not going right, man. And I think, you know, for the few brain dead out there that are trying to make it look like it's going another way, we're not that stupid. So, you know, they tried to jail the man, they tried to kill the man. You know what I mean? I don't know how much more they're going to do to this poor guy, but you know, they want control, and you know, there's only one way to keep control. You know, and unfortunately, you know, it's in the hands of the people this time. So let's hope they get out and vote, and it becomes a very safe, comfortable transition. No bullshit this time. You know what I mean? Let's just make it happen the right way.
Yeah. Well,
it's going to make a difference in people like you, though, because what that's going to do, that's going to open that door up, and people are going to like, oh, see, man, he wasn't that bad a guy. Look, all of a sudden, all of our shit's better again.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
And,
true.
And again, the biggest thing, the biggest problem is what we're doing right here. It's social media. I mean, you know, you've been around for a while too, man.
Just gonna say.
Yeah, nothing like this ever happened until social media came out, and it just started digging into the brains of these people that have just like, there's so many brainless people out there. And no matter what you say to them, they like. I like to watch. One of my favorite things to watch on like the Instagram stuff are a couple of these kids that go out and interview people. And they ask them things. And I don't care if they just ask them, like, you know, what's the capital of, you know, whatever. And the person's like, I don't fucking know. And he's like, yeah, that's it. Next. And but then they just ask him stupid questions like, why are you know, voting for this person? They can't answer. You know, they don't have an answer. They just, because they've been programmed to do this, man. It's what the fuck is that called for years ago? The mind control shit that the military was into. The
MK Ultra.
MK Ultra. It's literally MK Ultra, man. In sitting in the palm of our hands, man. Wherever the fuck we go, it's literally in front of us, man.
We also know that the lower IQ an individual has, or the more ignorant, the stupider someone is, the easier it is to control them.
Amen.
And so if we wanted to take over the world or take over a population or a community, the first thing we would do is we would do our best to make them ignorant, stupid,
dumb them down,
make them weak and tired, and
depopulate,
easy to make servants that way.
Knock the population down, make them all think they're gay. They don't know if they're boys or girls. All of a sudden, there's a lot less of them to control. It's the truth, man. Whether people want to believe it or not, it's the absolute truth. And I'll sit here and fight it all day long. You know,
another thing with individuality, you know, when you have a certain section of people that are broken, that are empty, and they don't have a sense of who they actually are. They don't have that strong individuality within themselves. They look outward, and so that's why you have all this group politics, or you have, you know, all these identity politics, because then people find that identity within groups of people, groups of things. And so just because they're part of a group, or, you know, the team, whatever it is, that's where they find their self awareness. That's where they find their identity, instead of just saying, I'm a strong individual. This is who I am. These are the things that I've done. I can stand on my own. I can think on my own. And that's why I think that, or I know that you see so much of the identity politics, and have gotten us to this place of these hordes of people that roam in groups. And, you know, you can't separate them out because they can't stand on their own. You and I, we can stand on our own. We know who we are individually. But yet we can also, when we come together in a group or a team, our individuality gives us that strength to bond together, to be stronger, and to rise above and meet the challenges, the missions, or the responsibilities that we need to together. The other side doesn't have that.
That's true. That's a great way to put it, because for years it was a peer pressure situation with people, you know, and now that peer pressure has become, again, this handheld device, and that's not your peers. It's what they're feeding you to be your peers.
Yeah.
I remember I had a discussion with a friend of ours, Nikki Rail, man. Nikki had a band called Head Soup back in the day. And Nikki's a good friend of ours. He does a tribute now to Santana. But, you know, we were talking about our kids, and you know, my kid walked in. I'll never forget, he came in with TikTok when it first came out. And he said, Dad, the coolest thing about it is it knows everything I like, but then it finds really cool things that I'm going to like even more. And before you know it, everything that he liked originally is gone. And all he knows is what they've told him to like. And now all of a sudden he's in a whole different world. And I sat here and watched it happen to my own kid. You know, and you know, I sat down and had a long talk with him, and you know, thank God he's got a head on his shoulders, you know. But it's one of those things where if you can't get that out of their hand, like you said, if and they're dumbing down America, it's just the way it is. I mean, it's and it that is part of what's doing it to our system and our society, and it's sad. And if we don't stand up, you know, for these kids and for our future, there's not going to be a future. You know, socialism's not a future, man. Sitting here, you know, getting handed shit. Eventually, you got to pay the piper. You know what I mean? You're only going to take so much. Then eventually somebody's going to walk in and go, hey, you know, you've been taking for a while. You do me a favor. You want to dig that ditch over there? Like, nah, I don't think I want to do that. All right, well, is this your kid? You want to dig that ditch now? And all of a sudden, oh, yeah, maybe I should start digging ditches. You know, people don't understand. I've been to China, man. I've been to Cambodia. I've been to these countries. I was an Army Ranger. You know, and I've seen some shit. And you don't want to be what they have. You don't want to be what they are, and people don't know that because they don't know any better. They've never been there. They have no idea what they're in for.
Well, they won't show you that either.
And then here you go. Here's a great musician who you've gone out and you spoke your mind in a true fashion, like you said, like a gentleman, like an individual. You've put out some great music, some great albums. So many people love what you do, but you got a cancel culture that's out there beating you down, and it's a select few, but they're just hammered. Then they hammer. You know, it's insane. Like when as soon as I say something on like Twitter, by the way, I'm suspended from Twitter forever. They got they basically
got his ass.
They got me finally, man. I was like, I was waiting for that to happen, but what happens is they have they literally have farms. They call them, you know, they're farms that they have hundreds and hundreds of phones, and they're just sitting there attacking people left and right, and they're getting paid for that, you know. You're making money doing that, and it's a shame. It's a shame. But I am ready, brother, to not only put you on this stage, but give you, if the last show for a while, man, I don't know if you know about this place yet, but Steve does all the lights. I have years of video experience from directing, and just look me up. You'll be like, oh, shit. This place is like a mini sphere, man. And we have the ability to literally put video on all the walls behind you, above you. And, you know, some of these songs and people love it because we bring everything right to the stage, and we give them this beautiful surround sound feeling. So when they're hearing a song, especially some of the songs that are on these albums, you know, we can put up some cool video that literally I'm going to give you the best fucking show I can possibly give you, man. I want people to be like, damn, I should have been at that show, man. I should have been at that show.
Hell yeah.
Well, I'm stoked.
We got a brand new board, brand new sound system. Dude, you're in for a treat, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. I can't wait to perform. We got a killer set list.
I know. I saw it today, man. I can't wait either, man. My favorite song is all the way down at the bottom. One of my favorite songs, but I love it, man. I'm very excited, man. It's gonna be a great show. I gotta say, you're from New Jersey originally, though, right? Up north.
Born and bred, yeah. Dumont.
Hell yeah.
Bergen County, New Jersey.
Yeah, Bergen. Yeah, up up in the north corner up there. Yeah,
165 off the Parkway.
yeah, right off the Parkway, baby. I was what was I exit 3 off the Turnpike.
All right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, what's the last?
Hey, what exit? What exit?
the
right? But let me ask you real quick. So, I mean, I wanted to ask you just a couple questions because especially when you're with a band like this, like what's like, I know it's hard to say, but what's like one of your favorite moments that you've been playing with the band, like whether it's an interaction with a fan or it's just a show that you did.
I have so many interactions with fans that I love spending time with fans and talking to them and hearing how the music affects them. But some of my favorite moments of being in the band were being backstage with Doyle and sitting
I love that dude, man.
with Dave. Me too. He's my big brother Doyle, and he and I when we would play with Megadeth, we would sit backstage with Dave and Marty and just watch them warm up and play. And I remember just Doyle and I just sitting there just marveling at those guys just playing and riffing off one another. And when we toured with them on the Cryptic Writings tour, it was just awesome. It was because I was a huge Megadeth fan, and
same here.
And we played with so many amazing, incredible artists, but that always just sticks out to me. And Dave Mustaine was always such a great dude to me. Like he was really very big brotherish with me, and always encouraged me and said some really great, encouraging, motivational things to me. And those memories stick out a lot when I think back.
And Doyle's just fun, man. Like, he rolled in here with a fucking rack of weights and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was hilarious, man. We interviewed him, and what did he say? What was the one line he gave us? I play what?
Oh, I only play what I know and none of that other shit.
Yeah, he goes, I'm like, you do anything else? He goes, I only play what I know. I don't play any of that other shit.
He always used to say, look, I'm just a one-trick pony.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what he said, man.
That's what he said.
And dude, when he beats the fuck out of that guitar, there's nothing better than watching it, man. And just a nice guy, dude. We had a great time with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Doyle, both professionally and personally. He really took me under his wing when I was young, and he's another one. Encouraged me, taught me how to take care of my mind and my body, taught me how to lift, and taught me how to be aggressive on stage, and was always there looking out for me, and still is. He still encourages me. He's still there for me. He's a great guy. He's a tremendous musician, and people don't know what a prolific writer he is too. He is just a writing machine.
I
as
believe
much
that.
as he downplays himself, he is one of the greatest guitar players of all time.
Oh, dude, I love watching him play, man. I think he shreds, man.
No one's ever played the guitar like he does.
And he and he's got his own protein powder out and all kinds of other shit. I'm like, dude, and if there's a guy who knows how to market, that guy can market, man, from hot sauces and protein powders, and some of his merch is just some of the best merch out there. You're like, holy shit, man, who came up with all your merch ideas? He's like, me.
He's a great artist. He's a great mind. He'd never say that. He'd never take any more credit than just the baseline credit, but he's an amazing creative artist. He's a great mind.
See, that means a lot hearing that from you, man.
He's a great engineer too. People don't know the guitars that he built and the rigs that he built and the cabinets that he built. He's an incredible person.
Yeah, no, I like I said, and when you guys came together on these albums, that's one again. I love the American Side, but that cover for Famous Monsters is probably one of my favorite album covers, man. With you guys all in the front, man, and he's just like that monster in the back, that's just ready, that's just lurking, Yeah.
Next time you look at the cover, look how Basil Gogo's painted me bigger. I'm like the biggest dude on that cover.
I gotta look at it.
I'm huge.
It's funny too. It was funny. I gotta tell you, who's the guy singing for his band right now? Do you remember his name?
Oh my gosh,
the fucking guy's here, right? And they're rocking out. He gets up on the
Alex Story.
Yeah, Alex Story. The guy's great, man. He gets up on the fucking. it gets up on the speakers. He's on top of like, two stacks, right? And he's rocking out, song ends, and he's like, yeah, man. He goes, I don't know how to get down. He goes, I'm too old for this shit.
It's like 15 feet up in the air. He's like, wait, these are higher than I thought they were.
Right.
He literally, like, somebody help me down.
There was a time that both he and I, we would jump, right? We would just jump. But then he gets to a certain point where you know that,
I got to land.
You got one more time. These are going to be one way and the legs are the other.
Dude, I remember back in the day, man, I used to jump out of airplanes like there was no tomorrow. I wouldn't get in one now to save you, right? You put a parachute, I'd be like, nah, I don't know if I can do that fall. I got to do that. I got to do that little fall and hit the ground.
Going down's the easy part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the land.
Stopping at the end.
a lot longer to feel better after something like that.
Especially nowadays, brother. Especially nowadays. So I was going to ask you too. Are you currently, even though this is kind of your last little hurrah for a little bit, and you're going off to do, hopefully not open a gas station, but
No.
But you're still going to continue to make some music, and you're going to maybe hopefully pop out something new sooner or later, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna release some music early in the next year. Possibly, I might be able to get it out around Christmas time. If not, early next year, along with some videos and stuff as well. I'm working on writing a book too.
Oh, excellent, man! Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, are you writing that on your own? You got a ghostwriter?
I'm writing it on my own. I got
Nice.
I got a really good editor to help me out, but I'm writing it on my own.
Nice.
Very nice.
I don't know if you know the Goody Mob. If you remember the Goody Mob, Cujo Goody from the Goody Mob, they were a big Southern like rap group back in the day, and Cujo is like the godfather of rap. I've known Cujo for years. He did the same thing. He wrote a book, right? And he goes, "Yo, Ray," he goes, "I want you to read my book, bro." I'm like, "Send it on, man." I get this book. It's like this thick. You know what I mean? And I'm like, "Man, I can tell you wrote this." That was fucking hilarious, man. But yeah, just but oh, dude, I love Cujo, man. He's one of those guys that you book him, he's probably not going to show up. So you got to tell everybody, come tomorrow. He'll be here by tomorrow, man. That's all. Congratulations on the book, though, man. I can't wait to read that, man. I just got finished. We got Glenn Hughes coming, from Deep Purple and stuff. He's coming back for his 4th show here, and I just read his book, and it's a really, really crazy book. I mean, talk about another guy who's into health, man. This guy went from in his book doing like literally more drugs than I could ever imagine anyone doing, to like sleeping and drinking a lot of water now.
Yeah. True.
It's
good. I can't wait. So who's in the band that you're bringing with you? Do we know any of these guys?
Johnny B. Morbid's playing. He's going to be playing bass for me. The other 2 guys are kind of unknowns. I've worked with them before, but my buddy Johnny B is going to be playing bass.
Okay.
And again, the other 2 guys I've worked with before, and they're old friends, and they're real good guys. And I've worked with them before. I played with them before, and so they're really excited. They've been working hard. They're looking forward to the show.
Now, real quick, you wrote a lot of the music for once you got in the band, correct? You wrote several.
I did,
of these
yeah.
songs, right?
I did. I wrote a majority of it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I love some of the lyrics. Like I go back to what was that one? I always say everybody's like what was that one Danzig did? What that one Misfit Halloween? I'm like, it's Halloween 2. It's called, and he's literally like the whole song is Halloween, 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 Halloween over and over again with a little bit of a little blurb here and there, but it was fucking hilarious, man. But the writing changed like. Specifically when these guys took over, the writing became more involved with like the storytelling more than it ever was before. And I think that's the reason why like American Psycho, when I first heard it, I'm like, man, for the first time I'm hearing Misfits music with like this story going on, which is so fucking cool, man. You froze, so I don't know if you heard any of that.
I heard some of it. When I got into the Misfits, it's one of the I've always loved to write. I've always enjoyed using language in a creative way to communicate. But when I got into the Misfits, I realized what Glenn was sort of doing this in the way that old directors and writers of the sci-fi horror movies of B film what they were doing, and they would, they were taking their perspective of culture or of certain things that they wanted to communicate, and they weren't doing it directly. They were using these monsters, or they were creating these sci-fi scenarios to tell a different sort of story in a creative, colorful way. And it kind of clicked for me that that's sort of what the Misfits were. We can talk about culture, we can talk about politics, we can talk about events that happen, but we don't do it directly. We make it into something that is more colorful. It's a covert way of using communication, which is also, again, I think is a way to, again, communicate where you can talk about things that might, if you talk about them directly, maybe piss some people off, or so it was a new.
He got hung up on nude. God, I hate this technology sometimes.
Let's do it all again.
Do it again. Seems like you turn him on and off again. He comes right back.
Yeah.
We got you frozen again, Mike.
Oh.
What's that song? I think you froze again.
Oh, there he is.
I'm sorry. I live on a small farm in upstate New York. So again, until Elon launches a fucking satellite into space over my farm.
Well, if he fucking lets me back on Twitter, I'll tell him.
Yeah, right. Yeah, can't really do that too well right now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yo, brother, I need to interview this man, and he lives on a farm, and he needs a satellite link to this space station of yours, whatever the fuck you got going on.
See, that's a good freeze right there, though.
That is a good freeze. That's a good freeze. I could never freeze like that.
No,
man.
it would never.
No,
it wouldn't even be close to doing.
I would have a horrible freeze if I froze.
Okay.
But it's great. It's great talking to him and understanding, a lot of where he comes from. I love this, man. Every time you come back, you're in a different position.
Keeping it exciting.
Well, let me ask you. So while we're talking about that music, though, so when you look at like Famous Monsters and you go down just the song list that's on that album, from Forbidden Planet and all these different, songs or the titles that are from films. Now, did you maybe write around the idea of Forbidden Planet on any of these songs, or were you just taking the names? Because that's how I felt listening to them.
That was the trick. That's what we kind of did. We wanted to stick with the theme of the movie, but plug it into the zeitgeist of the country or of the world, and that was sort of the that was the mission. That's what we tried to do, is try to make it current, but harken back to the old themes of those movies. And again, I thought it was a very innovative way to create and to communicate.
So did I. I tell you, man, and I remember talking to Doyle about this, man. When that album starts with that King Kong song, it's like the drum beat. I mean, you can literally sit there and see King Kong beating his chest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that, man. And I thought that was just one of the most killer things I'd ever heard. And then it just went into, like there's Lost in Space and all these great songs on there. But it's like it begins with this King Kong and it ends with this King Kong thing. It's like you bookended that album so well with one of the most iconic, monsters, in film to me. King Kong was the man.
Yeah.
He and I love the way he did that.
Yeah. By the time we hit Famous Monsters as a band, as a writing team, we really hit stride. There were so many great ideas. And Jerry and Doyle were they knew horror movies, sci-fi movies in and out, man. They knew it all. So they were just a wealth of information. And it was just such an amazing thing to have the opportunity to be creative with them, because once we figured each other out, we got comfortable with one another, and, no idea was a bad idea type attitude. It was off to the races. And which is one of the sad things about the demise of the band, is that when you listen to Famous Monsters and the couple songs that we released afterwards, you could really hear that. Wow, we were on our way to something amazing.
I know, and you had people like me along for the ride, man. I was excited because again, yeah, again, you look me up. I worked on several horror films, man. You know, they especially coming out of college. You know, you're like, what's the first thing you do? You do a horror movie because you can do it on a credit card. And you can sell it to Lionsgate, you know, real cheap. So
You're right. That's right,
dude. My first horror movie out the gate from we did it on our credit cards. We sold it to Lionsgate. We were supposed to be getting 90% of the revenue share and everything. We went in Blockbuster. There's our movie, man, sitting there on the shelf. Everyone's excited about it. We never saw a fucking dime because they came out with this sheet that said, well, you know, we had to put the trailer on all these movies that we own, and each one of those was $5,000.
there
So
it
that
is.
was, and before, you know, I'm like, oh, well, and then they came back and I'm not even going to mention the movie because it pisses me off. But then they came back years later for the second part, and they offered us $10,000 to do part 2. I'm like, you got more money than God. I'm like,
Right.
and at that point I was working on some bigger stuff. I'm like, dude, I made 10 grand yesterday, you know, writing for a movie, and you want me to make an entire film? I get the fuck. My buddy though wasn't doing shit that worked on it with me, and he made the second film, and it was crap. It was absolute garbage, but hey, that's what it was. But he needed the money, man. He wasn't working in New York, and I think at that point I was actually in LA. I was working for Nickelodeon, but it's one of those things where it's like, man, I think I'm a big horror fan, and I think that's what a lot of people that follow this and follow you guys, you know, are big horror fans too. And I think that's you're not gonna scathe those people, no matter what, you know, cancel culture comes around or whatever. If there's a person that should be canceled, it's people that show up at Monster Mania events and shit. You know what I mean? Because those fucking people are nuts. But I love every one of them, man. You have no idea. I used to sit there at the Lionsgate booth plugging a couple movies we did. And we're sitting there, you know, like, yeah, you know, I had Tony Todd next to me. He's a good friend of mine, Candyman. You know, I had all these people. We all become friends. And we're sitting there plugging movies. And the people that come by, you're like, wow, man. Oh, wow. Oh, shit, man. But they're your fans, you know?
Yeah.
And they're the people that love. And I think you're going to see a lot of that coming out to the show this weekend on Friday. Is you're going to see a lot of these really cool, like, horror people. You're not frozen. You're still alive.
All right, good.
Just had to check.
He saw a second of freeze and said, fuck, I got to
Did. God damn it.
Sprung into action. Holy shit. That's amazing.
So real quick. So this band, you guys are together. You're going to be doing anything you want to tell anybody? Because we reach by the weekend. We usually get about 10,000 views on this podcast. So if you want to give people, like, what are you expecting? I know we have some VIP tickets available, and that's, I guess, pre-show. They can watch your sound check, and I think you're going to throw a couple acoustic tunes in, I believe.
Yeah, and I'll play some acoustic songs for everybody too that buys the VIP.
Sweet.
Excellent. So, and that's available on our website, thelandistheater.com. It's going along the bottom down there. And so what do people have to expect out of the show?
It really is a celebration of the Misfits music that I created and performed with the Misfits, American Psycho and Famous Monsters. And I've thrown in some classic songs as well from the Glenn Danzig days. So it's a nonstop power type of show. We're just going to rock as hard as we possibly can. Lots of sing-alongs, and it's just going to be a great time. You know, after the show, I'll hop down. I'll stand by the merch booth and meet everybody. And
awesome.
And I just look forward to singing along with everybody and just having a great night of music and fun.
Well, I'll tell you, man, one of the things that I got to say is that, you know, when I decided to take on this venture, you know, I never thought, you know, a lot of the people I even grew up with, you know, like Whitesnake, you know, like, you know, I'm friends with some of the people from Whitesnake now, you know, who knew? You know what I mean? And then, you know, to get to meet people like you and Doyle and all this, and, you know, and find friendships with each other. I think it's really cool, a really cool thing. And what we do is, especially Steve and I, we put a lot of love into what we do here. So we want people to talk about this show. We had, I don't know if you remember the band Octane from the 90s. You know, Octane did their 20th anniversary show here. They sold out, man. And people are still talking about the show, man. They can't stop. They're, you know, even their one guitar player plays for Candlebox. And he was like, man, He goes, that was one of the, and he said, dude, I've toured everywhere. He goes, this is one of the best productions I've ever been a part of. And he doesn't drink, so he wasn't drunk or anything. He said that shit straight out of his mouth, man. But
right from the heart.
And that's how we feel when we get to, we talk to guys like you. We get to, know a little bit about you. Then we get to meet you and everything. We want to give you the best show that you've had, man, and that you're gonna have for a while. And I can't wait, man. It's because this is one I'm passionate about, brother. I am passionate about this show. So you got a good opening band. I got to tell you real quick.
Yeah.
They're a brand new band called Smothered Nature. They
Nice.
were part of our Twisted Tea sponsors, our Battle of the Bands here, our Twisted Tea Battle of the Bands. They made it to the finals. They didn't win, but when I heard them, I'm like, man, you know what? Just you throw a local opener, it brings more local people out too, that get to see this band as well. And then fans of yours that may never have seen this band in their life are all of a sudden like, wow, man, that opening band was pretty fucking good, man. It helps these kids out too,
Yeah.
And all original music, no cover bullshit.
And they kick ass.
And they kick ass, man. I mean, they're great, man. Absolute great band. They're going to go on like around 7:30, about a half hour before, your show even is supposed to start. So, but it helps, it's one of the things we're trying to do here is get that original music out there, and give these guys a chance.
That's great. That's great. I'm stoked. Again, I'm a Jersey boy, so to come home to Jersey like this and to play is really a great thing. I'm so appreciative.
Well, like I said, Michael, it was a pleasure talking to you, man. You got, we text, you got my number. If there's anything you need, you let us know prior to your arrival, and we'll make sure that we have it ready for you. And that we have, I want this to be a show for the books, man. I want the people that come out to go, holy shit, man. And man, I want you to do exactly what George Lynch from Dockin. You remember George, but George has been here with the Lynch Mob. He's coming for his final tour in a couple months. He got on our stage, man, and he didn't want to leave. His bass player is a good friend of mine, and he literally says, he goes, yo, man, he goes, we usually do a set. George isn't, he's no young buck, and he's like, all right, I'm done. I'm out of here. He didn't want to get off the stage. They're like, dude, we don't have any. This is the honest God truth, man. He just made up a song.
Yeah.
He just starts fucking making up a song, and he looks back at the drummer. He goes, you're going to join in or what? And they're like, I guess it's a jazz night.
Covered in sweat. He's down to nothing but his boxers back there. And he's just looking at the guy like, dude, come on.
The drummer's about to die in the back. And he's like, are we going to keep going?
Playing away. Like, what do you, come on,
George
guys,
is like, I'm not stopping, baby. I'm not stopping, man. But it's great, man. We like that because that's why, a lot of Glenn Hughes, the voice of rock and roll, man. He was in, the Hall of Fame as the voice of rock and roll. He's been here 4 times. He can't wait to come back every time. And we hope that happens with you, brother. I really do, man, because you got our full support. We support you as a person. Again, thank you for, taking your time to enter the service. I heard, you got an injury or whatever, but hey, man, you're in that, you gave that time, you signed that piece of paper, and that's, I appreciate that more than you know. And this is a veteran-owned business, and I can't fucking wait. It's going to be one hell of a show, brother.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate you very much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, look, you have safe travels getting here from upstate New York, wherever you don't have internet. And when you get here, I'll give you a password, man. You'll be excited. It comes really fast here.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see how others are living.
Yes. All right. Well, look, hey, Mike, it's been a pleasure, man. It really has, man. We look forward to meeting you on Friday and having one hell of a show, and we're going to push the hell out of it, brother.
I'm stoked. I'm looking forward to it. I'll see everybody on Friday.
All right, brother. Safe travels. Be careful getting here.
All right. I'll see you on Friday.
Take care. Michale Graves, everyone. The voice of the Misfits from the 90s, man, doing American Psycho. Look, there's that cover. Yeah, he does look pretty huge.
He does. Yeah.
Look at him on the cover, man. He's like a monster.
I looked it up, but I knew it was on there, so I didn't.
That's hilarious, man. Right. He does look like a monster on it.
Yes.
But you want to play that little preview? We got a little preview of it for you guys that aren't sure. You want to come out and see a little rock and roll, man. This is rock and roll at its heart, man.
Let's go.
At its heart. Dude, if you love rock and roll, this is a show to come to, man. If you love rock and
Hell yeah.
roll, this is this
Dude,
again.
even cutting that, just watching it.
That's
a
what I'm saying,
fucking-
man.
that's
And
a
they're
show.
playing the Misfits albums. They're playing, American Psycho. They're playing Famous Monsters. And dude, when I tell you, this is a guy I love what he did with the band when he came in,
Mhm.
and I think it's gonna be this Friday. Doors open at 7. Mother Nature is going to go on right around 7:30. Then after that, man, it is a night of Michale Graves, a former vocalist of the Misfits, starting at 8 o'clock. That's this Friday. This Friday, man. I'm
Yes.
telling you, there are VIP tickets available. You'll be able to come in early. You get to watch the sound check with the band, but he's going to throw in a couple acoustic tunes, for those people. And then I think they got some other stuff they're giving too, like I think a lanyard or a few other things. That's available on our website as well. Again, Michale Graves from Misfits. Thank you, Michael, for coming on, man. Wow, man.
Hell yeah. Dude.
Yeah,
That was
I'm
great.
excited. I hate the internet. I think it sucks. I had a lot of questions I wanted to ask him, but we kept getting sidetracked with the fucking pausing shit. But it is what it is. I mean, that's welcome to technology.
That is the
Yeah.
you want to do it live, and that is sometimes what happens.
It is what it is, my
That shows
friend.
you we live.
Boom, boom, boom,
We
boom,
out
boom.
here.
You want to
and
hit
we live.
one of these? So we have some other gentlemen coming up here very shortly. Do you want to hit the?
Yes.
We're gonna hit. We got to thank our sponsors. You know how it is, guys. Real quick, Steve's gonna give you a good read. We got some good stuff coming up. You want to talk about what's coming up?
Hell yeah, let's do that.
Dude,
one,
we
right?
got a nice
Upcoming
September
shows.
lined up, bro. We got a really good September
Actually, just read
lined up.
this for September. So coming up in September, actually, we'll start with August 30th and 31st.
The end of
tonight.
August.
Michale Graves, August 30th. We just talked to him, and you can get your tickets and VIP upgrades now. August 31st, we have Street Survivors, the Lynyrd Skynyrd Experience. You can also get tickets. I believe they are $25 with no fees. And I'll tell you, that's a better deal than going to see Lynyrd Skynyrd right now. So get your tickets.
Absolutely true.
September
Absolutely true.
6th, Vineland Sings 2 karaoke contest. You can call 856-794-4000, extension 4169 to sign up. I do believe all those spots are actually filled.
Are
but
they?
I believe
Oh.
there is like a waiting list in case people don't show up. So I think you can still sign up. Cash prizes of $500, $300, and $200. It is limited to 20 contestants, so sign up now if you can. September 7th, 7 Bridges, the Ultimate Eagles Experience. I like that we did that on the 7th.
Dude, they're amazing too,
That's
man.
a tough
They're
one to say. That on the 7th we have 7 bridges.
Well, if you know the song Seven Bridges, you know that
Yes,
the
yes.
gentleman that is in this band, his
Mhm.
father wrote that song for the Eagles, and
Yes.
and they play it, and it's pretty cool, man.
He actually has a pretty deep connection with the Eagles. So
Yes.
it's pretty cool. They usually honor his dad in the middle of that show.
There's more
So,
Eagles in this band than there is the actual Lynyrd Skynyrd band that's out there right now.
yeah. There- True.
More true Eagles
Adjacent.
Yeah. Lynyrd Skynyrd doesn't have anything in it anymore, man.
September 8th is the Vineland Food Truck Festival right here out front.
That's
on
gonna be a great night.
Landis Avenue. September 11th, Glenn Hughes celebrating the Burn album with special guest NASCAR truck driver Chris Lafferty.
Yes, the
Can't wait to
NASCAR.
hear what he does.
Was it the NASCAR truck series? They raced in Vineland, didn't they? Or they were going to? Or
Ooh, I don't know.
I think they might have been at the. I know NASCAR did, but I think the truck series may have. I
Oh,
could be right. I could
shit,
be wrong.
okay.
I don't know. but I
Oh,
heard that.
over at the NJMP.
Yes.
That could be possible. That's a cool track. It's a cool track.
And then our boys,
yeah,
man.
September 13th, Back in Black, the ultimate AC/DC experience. September 14th, we have Adrenalize, the Def Leppard experience.
And remember, the Jaspers are opening up for Adrenalize too. We
Yes,
love the
yes,
Jaspers, man. They were another
absolutely.
great band. They won the Upstairs alternate band for the
another
yeah.
another couple of Woodstown people there.
Yeah, man.
We're taking over, baby.
such a great band.
But
And
you can get your tickets now at thelandistheater.com or at the door. Doors open 1 hour before showtime.
this is true. And then we also, real quick, in our concessions, we now have a thing called
Oh,
Wanderback Brew Works. So
Yes.
Wanderback is one of the new breweries. We got a lot of exciting things to talk about with them coming up one of these days soon. But their perfectly cromulent IPA and their Hellas Lager are now available in our concession stands. They're also available on tap upstairs
Yes.
at Casey Ray's, which
Hell yeah, they are.
we went through some we're Casey Ray's is making a change,
Mhm.
and today was a huge addition
Changes.
to yeah, keep an eye, man, because when you see what we did today, man, I mean, with the
It's a
room,
different place.
yeah, it's a little bit of a different place.
A lot of moving shit today.
Yeah,
a lot of moving
lot of really cool stuff. But again, thank you to Wanderback Brew Works, man. Amazing, like, dude, the lagers. I'm not a big IPA guy, but that lager is damn it. Smother Nature, dude. They do rock.
Take it from
Joe,
one of
man.
our judges. He
They
would know.
do.
He had to judge them.
Dude, they were great. And I'll tell you what's funny is Joe's been sending me pictures. That's Joe Morrison, everyone. He was one of our Styx crew members here and everything back in the day, but one of our biggest patrons. Joe was sending me pictures of his camping out this past weekend, showing me like where he camps and stuff, and it looked gorgeous, man.
Nice.
It looks so beautiful out
That's
there.
not what I thought you were going to say.
No, well, I don't want him showing me anything else, man. You keep that shit
This
to
is
yourself.
Joe Marston we're talking about, so anything is possible with him, dude.
I don't want to say, dude. I'm so excited.
Oh, I see some Street Survivors.
I am excited for this Misfits show.
Shall we
weekend,
bring them
man.
out, or do you want to play their promo first?
You know what? Let's play their. You have a promo for them?
Yeah, dude.
What? Let's play a little promo for these guys. Street Survivors. I'm going to tell you, one of the best Lynyrd Skynyrd bands I've heard. And I don't care. Dude, I will put them up against Lynyrd Skynyrd right now. These guys are fucking
Hell yeah,
good,
man.
man.
Hell
They
yeah.
are good, man.
All right.
Go for it. Whenever
roll
you
it.
are ready. Holy shit, man. I think I just had a
Holy
fucking
moly.
aneurysm watching that shit. Dude, that was like I'm like, holy
Turn
shit.
these guys up.
How you doing, guys?
Hey,
Good.
how's it going?
How are you?
Good. Last time you guys were here, you were in our studio.
That's correct. Now we're in Pete's basement drinking beer.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, that's perfect. Steve's turning you up over there so we can hear you a little bit. Turn it up.
I'll tell you one thing: we're psyched to play the Landis Saturday night. I know that.
Definitely.
I can't hear me. Are we there? Steve's turning me
Hello,
off.
hello,
He-
hello.
Jesus Christ. All right.
iPads, man. What do you want?
Testing.
But
one,
yeah,
two.
dude, I'm really excited to have you guys back, man. We've been talking about you guys for a while, and I tell everybody, you know, I don't ask me why, but I watched a little bit of this new whatever Lynyrd Skynyrd band is out there, you know, playing Lynyrd Skynyrd, and after Gary died, that was it, man. There was nobody left in Lynyrd Skynyrd. And just like we just went to see, again, I love Styx. You know, Tommy and these guys are friends of ours now. We love them all. But we saw Foreigner with not one fucking guy from Foreigner in it. You know what I mean? And now you got,
A guy from Dokken, actually.
yeah, a guy from Dokken playing bass and shit. But it's literally like we're like, dude, these are just tribute acts at this point. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But they're riding off the name. And people are going to see them, and I'm like, look, man, look, I love Styx. They rehearsed here. We became friends of theirs. They put on one hell of a show, man, with a bunch of original members. Great show. Foreigner comes on afterwards. 3 songs in, I'm like, yeah, I'm good, man. I've seen tribute acts better than this, man. I mean, and this is just no bullshit to anyone listening. This Lynyrd Skynyrd band right here, Street Survivors, is 10 times better or more than that band out there right now playing Lynyrd Skynyrd music, going around playing as Lynyrd Skynyrd. Dude, you guys literally, if there was a band that I could tell the people from Lynyrd Skynyrd to represent that music, I'd say, look, take these fucking guys on the road with you, because at least you're going to get the feel, and you're going to get Lynyrd Skynyrd, man. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know what to say, man, but you guys are fucking great, man. How you guys feeling?
We're excited, man. We're ready to play. We had a great weekend outside Pittsburgh. We did a couple shows, Gettysburg. Really got we got a new player named Justin DeLuca. Took over from Mr. Jay Mallet, who moved on to his other projects. But yeah, the band is as good as ever. And I did a few shows with Artemis Pyle. So I got officially approved by Artemis Pyle.
Nice.
Official Ronnie Van Zant singer.
Nice,
So now we're all
man.
official. I got the
Nice.
great band, and I got me.
Well, didn't Van Zant's brother from 38 Special, didn't he sing with Lynyrd Skynyrd for a while too? Didn't they do a little tour or some shit?
No, I believe it was just Johnny right from the get-go. Yeah,
Was it-
Donnie was always in 38 Special.
He would pop.
Yeah,
up
I
every
coulda
once in a
swore
while
he
and
did
sing a song.
Yeah, I think he did. I could have swore I read some. I have to look that up because I remember him doing a shtick with him. But he's a cool dude. I met him before, man. He's really cool, man. But
Yeah.
so what are we looking for this weekend, man? You want to give anybody a little taste of what we're up for?
Yeah, we got a good library of songs that we do. Like I said, the band's really tight, and we're sounding great. And yeah, we're just ready to bring it. Like I said, we were just talking about how we all like to practice our craft, and when we get up on stage, we like to bring it, and that's what we're gonna do Saturday night.
How long you guys been together now?
With the people that are in the band right now,
Year and a half.
yeah, year and a half.
Yeah, I was going to say because you were about a half year or less when you played last time, and I couldn't believe how good you were. I can't imagine now that you got some shows under your belt. You know how good you're going to be
it's
this
tight.
time.
It's tight now.
Yeah,
Especially-
we've been busy this summer and just
Yeah.
at it, and every show just keeps clicking, keeps getting better, and the band gels. I mean, it's a thing that you can't trick. It doesn't matter how much you practice. It's time in the room, time on stage together that
Yep.
makes the band. Every once in a while, you're a band playing music. Maybe something goes a little left when it was supposed to go right, and it's how you recover from it. And we'll make faces at each other between songs, but the fans are having fun. No one knows, and that's becoming a tight band.
And
Everyone can play the songs, know their parts, but it's how do you play
Exactly.
together, perform on stage rather than hey now. Thumbs up.
Yeah, I don't know where that came out of
Do
his.
we have like the magic stuff going
That
here?
came out of his
There we go.
nipple, man. I don't know that that came right out of his nipple.
It's great, man.
But yeah, it's like we're just having fun up there now. Everyone knows what they need to know. We know who's going where on stage. We're not running into each other anymore. And I mean, maybe me and you, we do that
Yeah,
like
maybe
half
a
the songs.
little
But
bit.
Well, I'll tell you, man. Last time you guys came in, one of the things that you can tell, we've done over the years here a lot of different tribute acts. We fill in, we put the national, like we have Michale Graves coming in Friday, from the Misfits.
who I love, by the way.
Yeah,
oh,
it was a
dude,
great interview too.
Yeah.
Great interview.
he's such.
Thank
I know. I hated that he had. I had so many questions, but we kept freezing on him. But he's just a guy, that I enjoy. And again, that I love, as you know, with Steve and I, we love all genres of music, man. So
Me
to
too,
go from
yeah.
a night of the the '90s Misfits to some damn good, Lynyrd Skynyrd. This is what the Landis is about, man. This is what it's about. All kinds of genre of music, all kinds of great music and great musicians. But what I wanted to say was we have a lot of these tribute acts that come in, and you guys came in the first time. You were still green, man. You guys hadn't had all that, but you put on the perfect show, man. And from that, you deserve to be where you're at right now, because we get a lot of bands that come in, and the biggest thing that you can tell with a new tribute band is the transition between songs. There's just like dead air. They don't know what to fucking do. They don't know what to say. They kind of stare at each other, and they're like, "All right, now what do? We play another song."
You done yet?
Yeah, but you
You
guys,
ready yet?
yeah,
You done
exactly.
tuning?
Yeah. You guys, you guys
Yeah, we
kept up
don't-
the energy.
Yeah, we don't like the chatter in between songs. We'd like to just keep bringing it.
Says the guy who chatters between songs.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's okay.
depends how
But
much
you know
I'm
what?
drinking, really.
But people like that though. People like a little bit of chat. They don't.
Yeah.
What they hate is, okay, that song's over. All right, let's all get ourselves together here, and we're gonna get ready for the next song.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly,
Yep.
exactly. What about some of because look, again, I love Skynyrd. So Skynyrd had a lot of songs that there's B-side songs, you might want to say. Do you guys do any of those little off the wall songs that true fans know
yeah,
that
Lou. Lou knows them.
They're A-sides to Lou.
No, what we do like, we do Coming Home, which is kind of a B track.
Great song though, man. Great song.
Yeah, really good song.
Yeah, it's my wife's favorite song.
Yeah. So we
we
do, we don't do the just all the hits. We kind of do everything.
Well, we can't when we play for 2.5 hours. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true.
I think we picked out the best songs, that
The
make
thing
people
was-
get up and move a little bit,
The thing with Skynyrd though is you can play 5 songs that go on for 2.5 hours, man.
Exactly.
Skynyrd's got some of the longest songs in the
True,
world.
yeah.
But the good thing about a Skynyrd song, especially you go to the one everyone screams, Freebird. You go to Freebird, dude, but it is such a good song. I mean, what
Fantastic
brings
song.
that song on is that guitar solo, man. And when that
Exactly.
it's one of the most iconic, guitar solos ever played, ever put on an album, ever played live, man.
Yeah,
and when-
yes, it usually
Go ahead.
starts with, "Oh, I got to hear Freebird again," and then all of a sudden,
10
within
minutes
10
later.
minutes, you're up and down jamming. People
Yeah,
just
everybody
throwing
fucking
stuff,
loves it. Yeah.
exactly. It's a great song. It's just a build up. That's why it's an ending song. It's a perfect song to end the night with.
And you guys played it to perfection last time. You absolutely did. I have to tell you,
the
man.
guitar players in this band are killer.
Oh,
Everybody's
without a
right on,
doubt.
by the
That-
way, I
and
need
what
a
do you-
copy of that promo video.
Yeah.
I don't know,
I
man.
gotcha.
If you got epilepsy, you're fucked.
I got my protective glasses on. I'm okay.
Well, what do you got? Like you got what? 106 people in the band?
Yes.
We have actually 9.
9. Holy
Yep.
shit! You
We
got a
have
lot of people in the band.
piano. We have piano, bass, drums, 3 guitars, lead singer, and 2 backup singers.
Ah, yes, that's a lot of
Yep.
people, man.
Yes.
Yep. We do. We bring the real show. That's what we do.
That's
Now,
our
when you
main-
guys-
our main goal, our main
How-
goal
what's the-
is we
so
want
we're-
people to walk away and say, "Hey, I just was at a Skynyrd concert."
Well, dude, I felt that, bro. I felt that more than I would feel seeing the so-called Lynyrd Skynyrd that's out there right now. Which by the way, they changed the name. It's something Lynyrd Skynyrd now.
Yes.
They added something to it at the top of the logo
they
now.
did.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
forget what they call it, which they should do to Foreigner too because they fucking sucked. But dude, I'm sorry, man, dude.
Just there
Yeah.
wasn't
You
any
know what-
parts of it
No,
that were good.
no.
You know.
You know what it is to us with music. I'm sure we all are the same, but like to music, like you have to bring it. You have to have it in you. And sometimes when you're doing the same thing over and over and it gets repetitive, people become like robotic.
Yeah.
But and the audience feels that they're like, oh, these people are off tonight. You know what I
They
mean?
just phoned it in.
Yeah,
Yep.
you got to bring it. You have to like walk on that stage and say, I'm going to play the best I can play, and I want these people to, see how good we are.
Well, it's not only that, you have to like the music. That's the one thing.
Exactly.
Like everybody in this band, we truly like Lynyrd Skynyrd music.
Yep.
We're not just musicians up there just playing it.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference. I mean, like there's tons of great musicians out there that can play all this stuff, but when you're truly like, invested in the music, that's when it's going to come through.
Finally, the educated speaker.
But you know what? You know what though? That's why I love what we do. Because people hark on us sometimes, like, oh man, you guys have a lot of tribute acts, and I'm like, dude, we bring in as many national acts as we can. The problem is we're a smaller venue. It's hard to get some of the national acts and look, I'll bring them in. You want to pay $300 for a seat? I'll bring the guy in you want to see. But in order to pay them, I gotta charge $300 a seat in a venue like this. But this gives guys like you who don't have that. You have the great musicians, great singers, great minds, the ability to get up there and do what you do and let people see you. Yeah, maybe you're paying tribute to some of the great, Southern rock. Lynyrd Skynyrd is the definition of Southern rock. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it gives people a chance to see some really amazing guys playing their heart out to some music that they love and that we love too. I appreciate you guys, man, more than you know. I appreciate tribute acts that are good and that really give a shit about the music, and it means a lot to people, man.
Yeah, we've been lucky to meet up with other tributes while we do this, and we know, some of the shows are the ones you're describing. Some are, guys just like you're looking for a paycheck and like, oh, if we play these songs, maybe we can get some better gigs. that's
Yeah.
definitely not what we want to do. And I'm glad that's recognized. But we've met a lot of cool people out there doing similar type stuff with different bands, but putting everything they have into it, and it just makes for a great show. And the audience doesn't get fooled. You can fool them once, but if you want them to come back, you better be bringing your A game and knowing what you're doing. And one of we were just talking about our weekend, Pittsburgh, Harrisburg, bouncing through Pennsylvania, and the compliments we get are, "Hey, you guys killed it," but you're up there. Hey, it's like you're playing Alan's guitars, you were playing Gary's guitars. We all kind of got the right instruments and the. All right, yeah, I'm not 6'7" and 100 pounds. I'm sorry,
Hey, I even magically grow hair before every show.
It is magical.
I got Lucky Charm hair.
But we control what we control. We can control the instruments. We control the playing. We all can
We
play.
want people to think we're Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Yeah, we all can play other music. I mean, you see all the guys behind me. You got Zach Wild, Dimebag, Hetfield, Slash. These are all the guys I love. I might let out one harmonic for Zach during the show, but other than that, you got, we try to keep it to what Skynyrd was doing in the 70s. That's our template, and
Exactly.
Whether it's loud Marshalls and Les Pauls and Explorers and Firebirds and Strats and whatever
And
the
it also involved womanizing and drinking, which is a good thing.
it's part of the tribute.
Exactly.
Everyone understands.
Well, no, see that's what we appreciate. What was the band that came in? Was it oh man, who was they came down from New York and they had basically transposed all the music that was originally the live music of, and then they played exactly how they played. Wasn't it just James Taylor?
I think so.
I think it was. So we had a band that came down that did a James Taylor.
Hourglass.
Yeah, Hourglass, man. They were wonderful, man. They did James Taylor, but what they did was they went back and looked at James Taylor's live. James Taylor live is different than James Taylor album. And they went back and they write music. They know their shit. And they went back and they studied the actual live stuff that he did, wrote that music so they could all then sit and rehearse it. And when you watch them play, man, it was like you were watching, the real deal because it sounded like him live.
Yeah.
Which to me, that's dedication, man. I mean, you're not just going up there. And then, like you said, then you got a guy who, we had a cover band, playing bars, and we're going, let's just play a bunch of James Taylor music and get up there and play it. These people literally went back and they studied his music and they studied him live.
Yeah.
And but you could tell.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we try and do is, like I said, I do mostly all Gary stuff. He's doing all Alan stuff. And we sit there and we listen to this stuff, and you got to pick it out, and you're listening on headphones and everything like that because we want to be as accurate and as authentic as we possibly can.
Yep.
Yeah, and Gary, man, Gary was one of those authentic Southern rock guitarists, man. I mean, he was the epitome of what Southern rock was as a guitarist, and losing him, 2023, I think he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is it's a shame, but again, man, like I said, when you guys bring it, you bring it like no one else does. That's for damn sure, man.
Yeah, and as a singer, listening to Ronnie's voice and trying to, kind of duplicate it. That's what you're trying to do. You're not trying to be your own singer, trying to duplicate it, but you just listen to it over and over again. And I do it every morning. I wake up, I start listening to it. I'm like, I used to wake the morning to, you get his voice in your head. And then when the band comes in, oh my God, it puts it all together, And we love the Landis. Last time we played there, the sound, the venue, it's outstanding.
The production.
People have to go to the show, and they will think they saw Lynyrd Skynyrd because that's what you guys do for our band. You guys make us really sound like them.
Well, we have a whole new board. We have all new sounds, so it's even better than it was before.
Yeah.
How's it better?
Yeah, let me tell you.
That's a compliment, by the way.
I'm still here,
we
baby.
had the one video you guys recorded for us. It had like over 15,000 views on it.
Yeah.
Within a couple months or so,
Yep.
So
Yeah,
it's just sound quality is excellent there, and I can't wait to come back. Like, we're excited.
No,
Yeah,
I'm excited too, man. I'm excited too because, again, we had told everybody, and especially who's somebody who's behind you that we love here, Steve Desco, and he pushes you guys constantly, man.
Oh, man.
Because because yeah, the thing about Steve though is he knows
Go
music,
to
man.
thelandofOz.com.
Yeah.
Yes, but Steve knows when somebody's good, man, and he knows that you guys are the real fucking deal. And
He always compliments me, and I compliment him too. I mean, he does the same thing. He sounds
Yeah.
like Ozzy, and not only does he sound like him, I think he thinks he's him. At some point.
sometimes I do
He
believe
does.
that.
Yeah,
Sometimes
that's a
I
good
do
way to
believe
put
that.
it. Because
Yeah, but that's
yeah.
the whole. That's when you're going to get the most is when you have
Exactly.
that
You have to be in
mindset,
the mindset. Exactly.
You know? I mean, like when I'm on stage, I'm doing a Gary, and you got to project that.
Exactly.
And that comes through, and people pick up on that. Especially like we've had a lot of like diehard Skynyrd fans, and they'll comment on different things. Hey, you guys are using the right instruments, or you're doing the right thing here, and he's doing the right thing. And it's like, well, that's what we're trying to do.
Yep.
You know why? Because you got to remember, people come to see you. They're reliving something that they love. They've seen Lynyrd Skynyrd live, man. They know what this band is.
real
They
Skynyrd.
understand this.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They
77.
know that band because a lot of the and that's what you're giving. You're bringing back memories, man. And to me, it's almost like, and I like the way you just said it because it's almost like a Broadway show. You know what I mean, you're giving these people the character. You're giving them the music, because that's what they want to see.
Hard.
People. Now we do have the only band I think that we have that comes through here is a Queen band. What were they? A Killer of
33 and 1/3
30
Lives, Killer Queen Experience.
yeah, the Killer Queen Experience is
Oh,
the
yeah,
only
they're
band.
excellent.
But they don't do the Freddie Mercury. They don't do any of the band. But they're all amazing. Two of them are opera singers, and they give you the music of Queen in
Yep.
absolute perfection. Absolute perfection. But for some people, they don't want that. They want to see a guy up there in a tight white, suit running around acting like Freddie Mercury, because they want to relive. They want to relive the concert that they saw, or the concert, or whatever, that moment in their life. But and again, if 33 and the 30, if they weren't so fucking good, I have a million Queen bands that come through. But I'm like,
Yeah.
why? I love the music of Queen so much. I'm like, I would rather have a band that actually gives you the music in a way no one else is giving it to you, like literally with operatic voices and the beauty that was Queen. And I feel like you guys not only give Lynyrd Skynyrd that way, but you also give people the Lynyrd Skynyrd feel. You know what I mean? It's very rare you find a band that can really sell what they're doing the way you guys did it. And you haven't even been together that long.
Exactly. I don't think we were together more than 6 months, and we were headlining the Stone Pony. I was like,
That was my first show.
yeah, I couldn't believe it. And
Wow.
and we actually duplicated Lynyrd Skynyrd's set list from
In
1977
Asbury Park across
when
the
they
street.
played right across the street at the
Oh,
convention center. And
Nice.
there was people there who were at that show that said, "Oh my God, you sounded just like them." Like I went back in history. So yeah, it makes people go back to that time,
And I try to tell bands that, if you're that band that comes in here and you're going to give us, I'll give him props again. I'm not sure his name, the guitar player from Completely Unchained, but we had a Van Halen band come in, and that guy gave you Eddie Van Halen like no one else does,
Yeah, I've
man.
seen him. Oh,
Yeah,
he's
and-
a great guitar player.
Yeah, he's an amazing guitar player, man. We have Dan from Back in Black who gives you Angus Young. They call him Dangus.
Dangus.
He gives you Angus Young again, and I've seen was lucky enough to see a lot of these bands. I'm a little older, and when I was in the '80s, and I got to see AC/DC, for those about the rock tour, stuff like that was coming through, dude. I remember that young guitar player that just blew my mind away, shaking his head the whole fucking time.
Oh yeah.
And now you got a guy like this guy, Dan, who gives you Angus Young, like you feel like you're watching a young Angus Young on the stage. He does all the moves. He falls on the ground. He spins. He does everything that he did, man. So there's a difference between tribute acts that are giving you, and that's what I like to call the experience. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
you guys,
exactly.
to me, are street survivors. You're a Lynyrd Skynyrd experience. You're not a tribute to Lynyrd Skynyrd. Does that make sense to you?
That does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great way to actually segregate the market a bit.
Except we
because-
added
Yeah.
some pounds to it and some Medicare.
Hey, so did they at the end, baby. So did they at the end, man. We had,
Look at
I
them
love
now,
that.
you know.
Yeah, we're like we're not only like into the '60s music and '70s. We are pretty much in our '60s.
Yeah, well, speak for
Except
yourselves.
Pete's the young one. But yeah,
oh,
I
Pete,
mean,
man, you look like Jerry Garcia over there, man.
he's what a guitar player this guy is, man. The whole
Oh, he's
band,
he's phenomenal,
the whole
man.
band's
We
really
saw him.
great. Yeah, yeah.
Well, you
So-
were saying that there's a lot of people that they're reliving stuff, but one of the nice things that I've noticed is a lot of the younger people that are coming out that
Yes.
know our stuff.
Yeah, yep.
Yep.
And it's just, I mean, the other night when we in Pittsburgh, it was like there was these, like, how old were those kids we were talking to at the end? They had to be like in their 20s,
Yeah, yeah.
and they like knew all the songs and everything, and they were totally into it, and it was just like, wow, that I mean,
And they
it's-
partied just like Lynyrd Skynyrd people.
Back in the day.
and it was
We got a lot of free alcohol this weekend.
yeah, it's a nice mix because you look in one row and you see people that are in their 60s and 70s and stuff like that, and they're getting into the music, and then you look behind them and there's these kids that are in their 20s and they're going at it just as hard.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we must be doing something right.
Yeah, well, we kind of did it too. Like in our 20s, I was like early 80s, whatever. We were listening to 60s music, early 70s, Led Zeppelin and all the great stuff from the 70s, Alice Cooper and all that.
Yeah, but now in today's world, we live, and we talked to Michael about that, man. We live in a world of social media where it pushes kids to a certain place, and then they all want to be like everyone else. Like you don't get a Taylor Swift concert, with thousands and thousands of kids going there because they like Taylor Swift. They're going there because they're told they like Taylor Swift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kids are coming. Kids that listen to a Lynyrd Skynyrd song because their parents brought them are getting an awakening to music, and falling in love with real rock and roll, with real music. Back when the words had meaning, the chords were right, the music was written brilliantly, not just this pop shit that they're fed on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And I love that here. We see kids all the time, dancing in the aisles and stuff. Speaking of Killer Queen, I remember this kid now. They've played here 3 times. This kid comes every time, man. He can't be but 11 years old at the most. He sits and he fucking rocks, man. This kid
He
loves it.
Yeah.
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 Those parents are
We-
bringing them up right.
Exactly.
Exactly. We have a so we do every like 3 months we have the School of Rock comes in, and they do basically like their every 3 months, I guess the kids get together, they learn, and then they do like almost like a recital, I guess you could call it. I don't
Showcase.
know. A
Yeah,
showcase.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's a rock show.
I like that word better.
Yeah, showcase is a little bit better, but they come and they do it, and you see these kids, man, playing everything from again Leonard Skinner to Megadeth to Metallica to
Yeah.
Prince to and they're learning great music from actual great musicians.
Yeah.
I mean
yeah,
that the people that wrote with passion, that wrote. You go back and look at like you're talking about, you guys talking about growing up listening to 60s and 70s music. I was born in 67. So, when I was 10 years old, man, all that was my I had older brothers and sisters. They were already listening to it. So
yeah.
I used to sit in my tent with my little AM FM radio, tuning in to YSP and MMR, listening to all the great music. And if I wasn't, I was in my room with my bunk bed with my brother who was, pushing Nazareth and Uriah Heep down my throat, and I loved it. And I'm thankful for him, because if it wasn't for my brother, man, I might not have fallen into, rock and roll the way I did. Now you just
Thumbs down.
you had a thumbs down come out of your
Uh-oh.
other
This thing
nipple.
is going rogue.
Well, one of his nipples is good, the other one's not. I don't know what's going on there.
It's been a long weekend. You don't want to know.
All we know is Bob the drummer, Bob Vargan the drummer, said you have to say www.streetsurvivorsband.com.
All right. Well, you guys got a website. Oh, Street Survivors.
There he is.
Great,
Right
Bob.
in the
Yes,
queue.
Bob
See,
Vargas,
he's lurking in the shadows,
Yes.
making sure we're
Yes.
doing
Hey,
our jobs.
Bob. Hey, Eric.
Yes,
Yeah,
man.
man.
We're psyched for Saturday. Really, we are. We're pumped. I'll be practicing all morning, singing my songs.
Where are
I'm
you
eating
guys out
bacon
of?
and eggs.
Where are you guys out of, all of you?
Yeah, we're like
We practice in
Hatfield.
Hatfield.
The home of pork roll.
Yeah.
Quality
In
meat.
the
Yeah.
home of John Fries. The home of John Fries.
I'm from Langhorne. He's from the Poconos. He's from Doylestown. Our keyboard player, he's from Pottstown, and we're and our singers are
And we're
from
in
India.
a lot of us were from Jersey and moved up here because you know
Okay,
we're
so
all in our 60s now. So
Taxes are cheaper over here.
yeah,
Just
I was
try
a
it.
Yeah,
dock
so you're-
builder in-
so you're basically Pennsylvania back band. How
Southern
far like
Pennsylvania?
yeah, what's the farthest gig you guys have gone to play since you've been together?
Yeah, we play pretty much everywhere: Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey,
Virginia.
Pennsylvania,
Have you gone out Midwest yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No,
But we are willing.
Yeah, and we are willing to go anywhere, and we're also we just got to show up in New York State, right?
Yeah.
Rochester.
Rochester.
Yeah, so
Rochester.
we're getting around. We want
Rochester.
We were
to,
just out in
Chester.
Pittsburgh this weekend, so good
Yeah.
5-hour trek and
but we
that's
don't want
where-
to get
that-
political. But with the price of gas and everything, it's
We had our
It's
bird
tough.
tour over here.
Yeah,
It's
Pittsburgh
tough.
and then Gettysburg.
yes, all the birds.
Gettysburg is great, man. That's a great. Well, my family's
Gettysburg.
from so my father's side of the family's from McKees Rocks
yeah,
in Pittsburgh.
beautiful out there.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Really
so
nice.
we
Really nice.
spent a lot of time in Pittsburgh. I have my sisters. A couple of my sisters still live in Pittsburgh, so it's a great area.
is
Great.
good town.
Where'd you guys play? Did you play a festival or did you play a?
No, the Oak Theater in Oakmont, which is like a suburb of
Yeah, it's like Arnold Palmer
Okay.
territory. They have a PGA golf course out
And a
there.
yacht club, yeah.
And a yacht
Oh,
club.
oh,
Belmont J.
nice.
Flood.
Okay.
Tell your sisters November 9th at Hard Rock Cafe in Pittsburgh. We're out there.
Yeah,
Well, no, that's
we're-
good, man.
Yeah, we're going to be out in Pittsburgh. But we want to play the Landis, That's
We
what
are
Yeah,
on
well-
Saturday.
Yep.
8
Well,
p.m.
you're playing the
Coming
Landis
at you.
again this Saturday, man. And like I said,
We're psyched.
we're
psyched.
dude. So are we. Because again, last time you came, you kind of blew us away, man. We weren't expecting you guys to be as good as you were. To be, and that's the honest to God truth. Because you hadn't been together that long, and then we
Yeah.
looked at each other like, all right, well, I guess they fucking got it together, don't they, man?
Yeah.
And it's our favorite venue. We loved it. We were talking about it all year. Like, oh man, we can't wait to go back to the Landis. And we were like waiting for you to give us a date. We were like, when's he gonna give us a date? And then you did, and we're psyched.
Yeah, it's like
And
right
we're
now,
gonna
you
bring
know.
it. We're gonna bring
Right
it.
now, we try to book some of our national acts for the first half of the year now, and then once we know their dates, then we start to fill in with with the tributes. And again, to me, you guys are more of an experience than you are a tribute. You're truly like if you want to see what Lynyrd Skynyrd was, and you want to feel Lynyrd Skynyrd live, this is the experience with you guys. It's not just listening to the music, which I love. I absolutely love it, man.
Yeah. I think we're the best in the country. I really do. I think we're the best Skinner tribute band out there. But I'm not trying to be cocky or anything. But we
You
really
don't
are a
have
good
to be
band.
cocky because
We
I
really
get
are a good band.
I
He
get
said
I
it
get
first.
I get. Listen, though, this is the honest to God truth. Being the venue, owner and managing a venue like this, I get tons and tons and tons of stuff sent to me all the time. And when I see something good, I'll either forward it over to Kathy, who books for us, or the guys at GNR, or somebody else to, hey man, look into this band, see what we can do to get them here. But I've gotten so many Skinner, and I open it up, and I'm like, oh Lord, man, what are these guys doing? Again, it's a cover band trying to be, trying to just make money off of playing, one like group of music. But you guys, again, it's an experience versus all these. And I get tons of, believe it or not, right now I get a lot of Lynyrd Skynyrd. I get a lot of Ozzy still. I get a lot of Van Halen. And now I'm getting a lot of Taylor Swift like there's no tomorrow. Every time you turn around, there's another chick being Taylor Swift.
Yeah, we got it. You can put boots on. Good for you.
Yeah.
Me too.
But I will tell you, from anything that I've ever gotten, Lynyrd Skynyrd wise, from anyone, you're definitely the band. And what happens is people go on our site and they go, "Oh, look, they got a Lynyrd Skynyrd band. We're fucking better than them. Let's send them something, and then they can book us next." And I don't book any of them because I'm like, "Yeah, no, you're not, man. You're just if the quality of what you sent me in this video is even close to what you are as a band, I don't even know why you send this out." So we're proud.
we were just talking about the same thing. Like, if you're not going to do your craft and know your craft and go up there and really, put on a show, why are you doing it?
True.
I mean, yeah. You said there's 9 of us in this band. You think we don't want to split money 3 ways as opposed to 9? It says it's not about
it's
that.
true.
It's
Yeah.
not about that. But it's what makes the best show. This makes the best show. Having the girls in the back doing. Don't even watch me. Watch them in the back. They got choreographed dancing going on. The percussion, and there goes the left one again.
There's that thumbs up nipple.
But I mean, there's so much going on during the show. I mean,
you can tell he's Italian. The hands, he's giving sign language over here. Hey, give me bring over a cannoli over here.
Hey, we got the cannolis the other day. It was fantastic. It was beautiful.
Again, I think it really comes down to like you gotta love the music and you gotta be able. I mean, like I've been playing these songs since they were new, and it wasn't until I got in this band to where we had to start dissecting them to say like, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to be playing that part there.
Yeah, because they're so in depth. There's 3 guitars at the same time.
Oh, it's tough.
That was the hardest point jumping in this band. I'm like, all right, I know how to play the songs. Like, what part do I play?
Yeah, true. I never even thought about that.
Yeah,
there's a lot of bands out there that they're good, but you can play the song or you can play it the way it was.
Yeah, the amount of hours we spent as guitar players just locked in the room, not even just the whole band, just hashing out the parts. We don't want to step on each other's toes. Go, oops, I thought that was me. No, it's not an accident. Like we know when it's time for me to go, him to go, Justin to go. Like there's no toe stepping.
There's no ham or hot dog.
There's
Let me ask you. I hate to put you on the spot, but you guys got any instruments? Can you throw a song at us?
Of course we can.
Sure.
Yes, we can.
Hell yeah! Let's make that happen,
against
man.
the wall like Johnny Cash.
Let him mute a couple
Mug
things.
shots.
We can tell who the singer is. He's the only one that doesn't get up to grab an instrument. He's like, I am my instrument.
Exactly.
What are you gonna give us?
I don't know. What song you want to hear? You want to hear something good? You want to hear a serenade? What do you want?
Yeah, do Freebird.
Yeah, no
Take us all
Freebird.
the way
We don't
out.
have time. Give us one of your favorite classics. There's so many, man.
I mean, Simple Man would be a good one acoustic.
It's probably one of my favorite
and it's
songs.
probably it's one of my favorites too. Me.
Oh wow, this is a legit setup.
Is that an Ovation guitar?
I have one sitting in my office.
Yeah,
From
baby.
Melissa Etheridge's uncle.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the Ovation's got a beautiful sound. It's a great sounding guitar.
Peter Yamaha.
They're nice guitars, but have you ever played a Martin?
Oh yeah. Well, big difference.
Yeah.
The first time I ever saw an Ovation was I think it was 1980 when the Rolling Stones came to JFK, and Mick Jagger came out with a blue one. I'm like, oh wait a minute, what is that thing he's playing?
Pete's like a computer whiz.
Yeah, we can tell.
I like switching gears over here.
He's got lines in and everything. We got a board.
There you go. We can hear you good.
Cool. Glad you came.
All right, a little Simple Man.
Simple Man's fine.
Start off, Lou. Are you still muted?
Are you on?
Yeah, I'm on.
Okay.
There you are.
Here we go.
Everybody.
Well, Mama told me when I was young, come sit beside me, my only son, and listen closely to what I say. And if you do this, it'll help you some sunny day. Ah, yeah. Lord, be a simple man. take your time. Don't live too fast. Troubles will come and they will pass. Go find the woman and you'll find love. And don't forget, son, there is someone up above. And be a simple kind of man, or be something you love and understand. Baby, be a simple, Lord, be a simple man. Oh, I want you to do this for my son, if you can. Ah, yeah. Forget your lust for the rich man's gold. Oh, that you need, oh baby, it's in your soul. You can do this, oh baby, if you try, oh yeah. 'Cause all I want for you, my son, is to be satisfied and be a simple kind of man. Oh, be something you love and understand. Baby, be a simple, Lord, be a simple man. Oh, yes, won't you do this for my son, if you can? Oh, yes, I will, man. Oh, yeah. But don't you worry, you'll find yourself. Follow your heart, oh yes, and nothing else. And you can do this, oh baby, if you try, oh yeah. 'Cause all I want for you, my son, is to be satisfied and be a simple kind of man. Oh, be something you love and understand. Baby, be a simple, Lord, be a simple man. Oh, yes, won't you do this for my son, if you can? A little guitar, I'm gonna end it right now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lord, be a simple man. Lord, be a simple man. Okay.
Excellent job, dude. That was great, guys.
We try.
Yeah, that was great, man. That was great. I got to ask you because a lot of people don't know this. So when Lynyrd Skynyrd first came out, I mean, they went through like several different band names. They went through a lot of band members. Do you guys know? And I'm hoping, especially Lou, I feel like knows this. What was it? Do you know? Remember the name of the first name of the band?
The Noble Five?
Nope.
1%.
Oh, it was
I know I read a biography on them,
The Kingsmen.
and I had no idea. So when they first came out, the first name they came out with was literally called My Backyard.
You're right. He's right. That's
Yep.
right. He is right.
Yeah,
Well, man,
because
you know your
that's
history. You go way back.
that's where they played, and they didn't know what to do. Then they went through some different players and different people, and they finally ended up naming it after, I think it was a high school senior science teacher.
Gym teacher.
Yeah,
Yep.
Jim. Is that what he was? Gym teacher? Yeah, I knew one of their teachers. Yeah, Lynyrd Skynyrd.
That's right. They were called My Backyard because they used to practice in Allen's carport.
That's right. That's it.
Yep.
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I was just down there back in January.
Alan's carport.
Yeah, I was in
In his
Allen's
carport?
actually. Yep, I fixed my carburetor.
Ooh, perfect. Good job.
No, I was at the Van Zandt house. I drove by the supermarket where Curtis Lowe used to play, and it's
What
pretty
did he
cool.
do there?
Curtis Blow, I love
What do you-
him, man. That basketball song is amazing. I'm playing basketball. I didn't know you guys do any Curtis Blow.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
But we don't have a slide player here, but we could do a rendition of it, I'm sure. We could do an acapella. What I used to wear
Pete gets
in the
it.
morning.
Yeah, we love you, Pete. We love you, brother.
Cheers, buddy. They're over here playing
man.
Curtis Lowe like you actually requested a song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
StreetSurvivorsBand.com. StreetSurvivorsBand.com.
StreetSurvivorsBand.com. Well, you can buy tickets to see Street Survivor this weekend
Yes,
at the
get your
Landis
tickets now for the
Theater.com.
Landis. Please get
Yes.
your tickets for the Landis. You
gotta
won't
think
be
that's it.
disappointed. It is
Yes,
the
Street
best
Survivors.
theater venue in New Jersey.
Well, that's you guys. So it's this Saturday, August 31st. Show starts at 8 p.m. Doors open at 7.
And
It
we
is
love
Street
that
Survivors.
logo.
Again, I hate that it says Lynyrd Skynyrd Tribute. It really should say Experience, because you guys are a true experience of Lynyrd Skynyrd.
And we're going
And-
to bring
and-
it to you Saturday night.
Absolutely.
sure.
And I know you will, because you brought it to me last night. And that's what I love is when we see bands like you guys that come in here new. Again, I say it all the time about Burning Sky that does a Bad Company tribute.
Yeah.
When they came in here, this was their first gig, man. And when they played, I'm like, dude, there's no
Speaking of.
way. There's no There's
Anthony
no way.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Speak of the
Yeah, we-
devil. And
We played
and then
with
they,
those guys before. They're good.
and they're
Fantastic.
phenomenal, aren't they?
Excellent band. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a show that got canceled with them, but we are doing a show with them, and I can't wait. It's going to be great.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Well, they're good guys, man, and I'll tell you what, man, they can play, man, and they
yeah.
and they literally bring you Bad Company again. They give you that experience of Bad Company,
And
not just
only-
playing the music.
Yeah, not only that, they're just like a real, like you said, a really bunch of nice guys. Like when we played
yeah.
Landis, they actually came to like support us and say, "Hey, man,
Yep.
you know, go out there and kick some ass." And they're really good guys, man. You know.
You'd be surprised. We get a lot of that here, man. We get a lot of people that come out and that play here, then they come out and support other bands. That's very important. It's something that we've been working on. Now, I didn't have anybody right now. Oh, Anthony, thank you, brother, man. I love you, man. Absolutely love you, brother. But we have bands that. So what we're trying to do is we just didn't have time to find anybody that fit opening for you. But what I'm trying, especially next year, is putting an original band, local, that can bring a few people,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
also get in front of an audience and be seen for their original music. And we did it
Yeah.
this past weekend. What was the name of the band that opened up? Last Wish, right?
Yes.
They opened up for the Completely Unchained band, and they were fucking great, man.
Yeah, you
People
guys
left.
What you guys are doing for musicians is really it's unbelievable. The way that you're doing like the rock shows, like the what is it like a what do they call them?
The Battle of the Bands.
Jesus,
Yep.
Lord have mercy. I haven't been in the Battle of the Bands in so long. I don't even know what I think it was high school again.
What's that?
But the way you let the young kids get on that stage, and, the Twisted Tea series that you did,
Yeah,
like,
yep.
that's so big for them young kids. And like you said,
If you could hear some of their music, though, dude, they are writing
Oh, they're
great
great.
lyrics.
they're great.
Great
Yep.
guitar riffs. These guys are coming up actually giving rock and roll. Rock and roll will never die, man. It's
Yeah.
not dying. It took
That
a little
School of
lull
Rock-
for a little bit.
Yeah, that School of Rock is real. Those
Yep.
kids really learn there, and they're fantastic musicians, man.
It's
We had
important.
great. We not only had great bands. So speaking of, we had one of the bands, Crown of Earth, that was in the Battle of the Bands. And Saturday we had a show called the Edwards Twins, which are a couple guys out of Vegas that do all the impersonations. And here comes some guys from that band saying, "Yo, man, we just," and again, they're coming back, watching other acts and watching other shows, and it's the support that they give us, we want to give back, and we want people to start listening to this original music. I'm working with WMMR. We're going back and forth trying to figure out a way to do something here with live shots to get these bands heard as well, because they deserve it, man, and they're good. How many good bands did we have?
All of them.
It was hard. It was honestly hard to vote because we're like, dude, every band is good. You kind of felt bad for the bands that didn't win, and the band that won, dude, they brought one hell of a show, man. Those
it's
kids
good to see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Steven from the Land of Oz was saying how great the bands were.
Well, and Steve, I make him. He's one of our judges every year because he's straightforward. He's no bullshit. If you get up there and you give him a show, you know how to play guitar. Look, the first thing he says, like the one band, they came up and the first thing the guy did is he forgot to turn on his guitar. You know what I mean? And for Steve, he's like, well, there you go. Didn't turn your guitar on. Boom. Hey man, you're here to impress. And
bring your A game.
Yep.
And he was very honest about his impression. But we had a young band leave here on high. The one girl got her first 5-string custom bass from Michael Kelly Guitars. One of the other kids got a custom Michael Kelly guitar. The $1,500 check. Tons of shit from, I don't even know, man. They had all kinds of stuff from Twisted Tea.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And
that's awesome, man.
and-
I
and
wish
they're
we
just
had that when we were kids.
You wish you
Dude,
had
they
that on
were-
Saturday in the green room.
Yeah.
They were a
Just
young
like
band.
Budweiser.
But they were a young band that was playing in basements, man. Now all of a sudden, they got, and we're going to give them their own show this coming year, because what we're going to try and do is all the winners every year of the Battle of the Bands, we're going to give them their own show as well. So, but we have a lot of great original bands. Whiskey Grin that plays here as we become
Awesome
Ghost.
band too.
Age of Ore. We got a lot of these great bands that have played, and they're all their original music, and they're phenomenal, man.
It's great. It's great that you're creating a community. It's not an us versus them thing.
Nope.
It was always we were in original bands. Oh fuck the cover bands. They're taking the easy way out. We're playing here for the bartender, busting our ass. We're gonna make it, man. And they're out there getting money, and it's not that. It's not that. It's
No, not at
it's
all.
community. It's about musicianship. It's about, are you good? Are you cool? Let's do something together. It doesn't matter. You get the right type of. It doesn't have to be the perfect mesh. We don't need a southern rock band opening up for us. But if you're gonna be up, don't bring Curtis Blow up before us. All right.
Hey, man.
I'm just saying.
These are the breaks. These are the breaks. You got to break it up, break down.
But you get a good rock band to come play with Street Survivors. It's gonna be a great show.
Yeah, exactly. So by next year, when you guys come back, which I hope you will, because we love you here, we're going to throw somebody in
We'll
front
think
of you.
about it.
But I'll tell you, the band that played the band that played this past weekend, Last Wish, when they came off the stage, they played in front of several hundred people. They've never done that before, on a huge stage with all the bells and whistles. The guy came and gave me the biggest hug, man, and he said, "Thank you, man."
Yeah,
he said,
it's
"This
awesome.
is what we want, man. This is what we do. Why we do what we do." And they killed it, man. They killed it.
And that's what a musician wants. A musician wants to be on a stage with a great sound system and an audience. I mean, you give that to them. That's big.
Yep.
I grew up, man, dreaming I'd be on a theater stage one day. It took me till I was 60, but eventually I did it.
But you got there, baby.
The whole music scene
got
is,
there.
I mean, like when we were coming up and everything like that, there was tons of places to play, and today it's like nobody wants to even listen to you. And well, how many people can you bring?
Yep.
Well, exactly.
And
you got to bring some people.
I get it. It's a business and everything, but still, it turns a lot of young kids off because they're kind of just feeling their way through it, and then all of a sudden they get hit with the business end of it, and then it turns a lot of them off. But it's good, especially when you see the state of what's professional music out there today. You see some of these kids that are coming up and they're doing some really good things.
They
So
are,
it's good
and
that you
they're
guys are giving them that exposure.
It's important. I mean, I still go see a lot of shows being, the infant in this band. I head to Kentucky every year. I'm heading there next month for the Ladder and Life Festival. I've been going like the last
Yes.
4 years, 5, whatever, ever since it started back up again after COVID. And, there's a weird vibe there. There's bands who are making it on the radio who maybe haven't played a lot. They're not humans, maybe they sound good, I'm not going to get in the whole laptop thing. I'm not that guy.
Are you going to get into your show, The Green Room?
No, we're not going to talk about that show either. But we're but you see bands who have cultivated that thing to play on a stage in front of people together versus there's a lot of cool stuff going on the internet, but live music's always where it's at, and sometimes it doesn't translate. You see bands uncomfortable. I mean, bands who've sold, have had a lot of streams. Maybe they'll sell a lot.
Yeah,
of
and
but you
was
see them up
sold
there, like
anything.
I'm like that. They have 20 million streams on YouTube. Like they look uncomfortable, and so I'm glad you guys are promoting a place for bands to play on a big stage in front of people.
Yeah,
so when they
you
get the
gotta get out
opportunity, they're not shell shocked.
And another thing that we're proud about is we don't have to hand you a CD to play a track.
I don't even
over
have a
our
CD
music.
player.
You know what I mean? We're 100% live. Everybody just plugs in and we go.
Well, I will tell you, 90, probably 90%, maybe even 95% of the bands we bring in are not using
Backtrack.
track, because
They're not
when a
using
band, now there's some bands you have to, because the actual band, like ELO,
Exactly.
exactly. They perfected backing tracks.
Yeah,
There's
electronic
certain-
music. Yeah.
Exactly. So when it's bands like that, but for the majority of the bands, when we bring them in, we don't bring them in if they got a lot of backing tracks, or if they even some of them at all, because
Yeah,
I mean, you want transition tracks. I mean, I just saw Metallica up at Foxborough a couple weeks ago. All right, they're going to play Tape in front of, Fight Fire with Fire. Cool.
Yeah.
Then they're going to play Fight Fire with Fire as 6-year-old men,
Exactly.
and Lars is going to die on stage. It's going to be awesome.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want, no. We're not wishing death upon anyone. Just he's
No.
going to give it all on stage.
yeah, exactly. No, I agree. I absolutely agree.
But
I
yeah,
absolutely
there's a
agree.
time and a place for, an intro and whatever. But,
There's
Exactly.
too much of the.
Hey, wait, we have a tape. We have an intro song.
Well, that's for the beginning of the show.
But that's a tape. We just threw ourselves under the bus.
Yeah, see that? That's what you did. Well, look, guys, I want to thank you again for coming on. You guys are phenomenal, like always. We really love you guys. Your show is again this Saturday. It is August 31st, 8 p.m. Doors open at 7. It is the Street Survivors Lynyrd Skynyrd Experience.
Yes.
Live at the Landis, man. And again, if you got to see this band before, it's time to come see them again. If you haven't, and you like any. And Lynyrd Skynyrd just has such a catalog of music.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those bands where sometimes you're like, oh shit, that's a Lynyrd Skynyrd song. I didn't know that, but
My
you
own
know that
mother
song.
did that when I joined this band. Trust me. Like, I didn't without them too. Yeah, Mom.
Yep, they did that one too. It's funny, but you get a lot of that with some of the bands we even do. We're like, oh shit, I didn't know that was that holy shit, I forgot they sang that song. It's pretty cool. But again.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. We cannot wait
Thanks
to
for
see
having
you
us.
Saturday.
We are
And,
beyond excited.
Yes,
Safe
we are.
travels. We can't wait to see you guys when you get here.
Yeah, we want everybody to know that the Landis Theater kicks ass. They got the best food, the best drinks, best venue, best sound. So make sure you get to the show Saturday night, because you will hear Lynyrd Skynyrd.
You will experience
Wow,
Lynyrd
You will
Skynyrd, baby.
experience it for sure.
Yes, in a big time. All right, gentlemen, we're a little over our time, but thank you so much for coming on. It was amazing seeing you guys again. It really is. I can't wait to see you again.
See
All right.
y'all Saturday.
All right,
Cheers,
safe travels getting here, guys. Oh, man,
There
those
we
guys are
go.
great, aren't they?
Hell yes, man.
They
Hell
really
yes.
are, man. They're great, man.
Fantastic. And they got a good little setup there.
Yeah, they do.
They had a good
Yeah,
little
man,
setup there. I
They're
like
trying.
that.
That's what every band needs, man. So they can come on the live at the Landis
True.
podcast,
Other bands, please take note.
sponsored by Absolute and the wonderful Michael Kelly Guitar
Yes.
Company. We love you guys. MichaelKellyGuitars.com. Go there for some great acoustics, electrics. And I will tell you something real quick about Michael Kelly that I wasn't aware of, but I've now been told by a lot of left-handed guitar players that it is one of the best places to find a great selection of left-handed guitars. I did not know that about Michael Kelly. They're
There you
big
go.
into left-handed guitars. So
They love the
yeah,
lefties.
Yeah, they love you lefties.
Mm.
That's a good thing. So again, thank you to Absolute Vodka, our sponsor here at Live at the Landis, and a special thank you to Michael Kelly Guitars and Uncle Steve Pisani, who we love with all of our hearts. And maybe next week we will unveil the mandolin that has
yeah.
come out from Michael Kelly. Their original instrument was the mandolin, and they have them back, and we have one of the prototypes. Again, just like this beautiful guitar behind Steve, this is actually a prototype from Michael Kelly as well, and we're excited to have them on board and be a part of our family here at the Landis. So again, thank you everyone for tuning in. For myself and Steve and our crew and everyone here at the Landis Theater, we hope to see you Friday for Michael Graves when he blows the fucking roof off this place and we go crazy. And then to bring you back to your Southern roots on Saturday with a true experience of Lynyrd Skynyrd. Like, my brother's a big Lynyrd Skynyrd fan, man. I wish he lived closer because this band would blow him away.
Yeah.
It literally would.
Yeah, I
man.
feel like he would like them.
But my brother wore the hat and all the Lynyrd Skynyrd. Matter of fact, he has a Lynyrd Skynyrd tattoo on his arm.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's a big Lynyrd Skynyrd fan. I might send him a text if he wants to come down.
See what he's got going on.
He'll enjoy that. All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you again for joining us and tuning in for our 53rd episode.
53.
53. Good night, everyone, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
I'm running for